Cool. All right. So, does everyone want to just check your character sheets? You should all be leveled up to level 8. But there's probably all kinds of things that have gone wrong.
I'm just gonna turn my camera off for the start of the session, just so I can finish up my pastry.
Nope, everything's set over here.
Everything's good?
Everything's so far so good.
I noticed Alina's got the mobile feet. That's cool.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I kind of like, I think my original sheet that I sent, like the link that I sent you, had 20 decks. And then I was playing around with it, trying to decide. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna leave it up to fate as to what he opened it on. And so it was luck of the draw.
I think I think I did it like really late, like yesterday or something. I think you'll enjoy mobile. You can like attack twice again and still run away. So like,
yeah. So like move. I was like, I don't know enough about D&D if like having the decks and doing more damage is more important. I'm like, I was stressed. I was very stressed.
Whatever's more fun, I reckon. Also, so I see Ethel took some. Well, not so much. Actually, I realized like partly Ethel needs more, not just area of effect spells, but also concentration spells. And I see you've taken haste, which is like, haste is awesome.
I really want. I think that could be really fun.
I'm sure that'll. Yeah, I'm sure Kensei is going to be hasted.
Full support of this effect. You cannot go wrong with haste.
And also summon aberration, which I've never seen before, but like it looks pretty cool as well. Because we realized in that last one
I thought it'd be fun to be inspired by Mahkah and just be like, I can summon stuff too.
Yeah.
I can also do things.
Well, I don't know if you realize Kensei used your elemental gem in the last session.
Yeah, I watched it back. That was good. I did not know that I had that. I forgot. Which is funny because I remember like poring over my inventory. So I guess I just really couldn't read. I was big well away.
I mean, it just looks like just a gem.
It was
watching back, yeah, Cap.
It was funny because there was one moment where I was like, it would be very funny if Ethel died while I wasn't there.
Oh yeah, because you went down.
She did. It was like I've made it such a part of her character where we joked about her just like wanting death. I was like, it would be fun. But it would also be pretty funny. It was a good fight.
Except for when I got confused and then they moved close to me and I was like, I'm gonna kill Ethel, but I can't.
I fucked up as well. I realized at one point the Glabrazu used like full movement after it should have used half its movement to stand up when it was trying to get away from that water elemental. So which is like pretty significant because it would have taken that water elemental was a major threat to it. So when I was watching, I was like, maybe that would have changed the outcome a little bit. We'll just have to imagine the water elemental missed it twice, maybe.
That was really good. That was a good move to remember to use, I don't know, anything in my inventory.
Yeah. The only other thing was that, Mahkah, you were poisoned by one of those death dogs, and I realized afterwards that it does actually give you a disease that lasts until you get rid of it.
Ooh.
Oh, really? The death dog?
But you have lesser restoration anyway, so I'm sure you would.
I do, yeah.
Tell like that, I could also remove that for just 5 points off the thing anyway, so either way, you're gonna solve that real quick.
Oh, does Lay on Hands remove diseases as well?
Yes, poisons and diseases.
Oh, nice. Yeah, so that wouldn't have really been a problem. That's all good. Yeah.
I liked how many people had to teleport in the second half of that fight. Like it kept happening.
Yeah, it was way more than the first one.
It was funny because it changed the fight a lot to have someone disappear on the other side of the room.
Yeah.
I also wanted to see who speaks Abyssal. Alina's the only one that speaks Abyssal because I think I was doing the Glabrazu was speaking Infernal. Oh, but it can speak telepathically anyway, so maybe it was doing that. Anyway, where are we? We're in Candlelight Tower. We've all taken a rest. No one had any issues with their character sheets? That's amazing. We'll see what happens though.
Okay. I don't think I took my long rest.
Oh, okay. Oh, your character should be long rested anyway, I think, because it's not. Oh no, it is. What the?
I will rest.
You had to speak up. You had to speak up.
All right, so you've had a long rest in Candlelight Tower, and you've had a chance to go over some of your spells and your skills, and you're all feeling like you've worked on your abilities a little bit, and you wake up. Still, everything is the same. The city is burning. You can see, like, if you look out of the windows of the tower, that there are maybe hell riders here and there trying to put out flames, or like help survivors, or fighting with devils or straggler demons and such. But yeah, you emerge from Candlelight Tower, and what do you do next?
Before we... Oh, go ahead.
No, go.
Before we head off into dangers unknown, should we like separate out some of the spell scrolls that are in the bag of holding to the people that want to cast them? Because that did come up like last fight of like, oh, I want to use this. Oh shit, it's in the bag of holding.
Yes. Bag of holding.
Those are my important rules. Sorry.
Scroll of blink.
Non-detection, speak with dead.
Without blah 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 blah. Oh, okay. New scrolls. Wizard. I guess Ethel should have blink.
Yep.
Non-detection.
Cool.
Can I pass it?
Cool.
I've given it to Ethel, I think.
Oh, okay. Non-detection. I don't think I have non-detection on my class list. Class spell list. I think they're all wizard spells.
Also, we have necromancy for dummies in here as well. I think we should probably pass that on to Ethel as well.
What?
Ooh.
Yeah, I have to look
cool.
in the bag of holding more often.
I think it's because we all put the stuff that we found in Candlelight Tower previously in the bag of holding.
Oh yeah. Yeah, these are
Okay.
awesome.
So speak with dead, you're not going to need, like, in the middle of a battle.
True.
I don't know about non-detection. Watery sphere, wall of light.
Maybe even top up some of the potions of healing, spread them out throughout the party, just in case.
Yes.
I'm super fast now, so I can go like slam down your throat.
Probably
Difficult
some shout at the
terrain,
same
I
time.
can just like poof it.
That's true. That's probably... Giving it to somebody fast is probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Necromancy for dummies.
I was able to stabilize last game, so it's cool.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah. That's like survived.
Wait, so you can bonus action attack now and then still move, right? Because of mobile? Is that what you were saying earlier?
I have 10. My speed's increased by 10. If I dash, I'm not affected by difficult terrain. And because I'm a rogue,
Because it lets you, when you attack somebody, it means that they can't take an op attack on you, which means you don't have to use your bonus action to disengage, so you can more often use it, unless you're kind of near multiple enemies.
yeah.
It makes it easy for you to kind of function as a striker and like run in and get out of there.
Does anyone want tongues? Oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
I have a spell scroll for tongues, if anyone else would want.
I honestly think giving you tongues would probably be a better case scenario, just in case.
Oh yeah, that's
just,
true. Okay, well then
That's just
fine.
speaking, right? Not
We're not super
reading.
charming. I think that's why I gave it to you, because I was like, I'm not charming at all, so talking to them,
I mean-
it's just gonna be a mess.
Unless you want me to scare someone shitless, I could see the argument for me, but I
in
feel
any
like
language? What?
Okay, we can decide when the time comes.
yeah. Also, that would be fun in capture. Big impervious creature in a language you don't understand. Little mouse pulls out a scroll. I'd like to speak to your manager.
Take me to your leader. Okay. So should we go to the Temple of Many Fates to unlock the secret chamber?
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
To the chamber.
To the chamber.
Onwards.
All right. So you come back out here and head down this street, and have rolled a random encounter, but we'll maybe as you come down here, you see some Hell Riders pulling some dwarves out of a burning building that's collapsing, and you're like, wow. If we had gotten here a moment earlier, we would have had to pull those dwarves out of that collapsing building. However, you also... A sinkhole opens up. So... Everyone give me a dex save.
First roll of the day, yay!
Yes, I should have put my dex at 20. See. Oh, we're fine.
Oh.
Okay.
Is my roll, can I catch somebody?
So Mahkah and Jean Lemore, you happen to be walking close enough to this sinkhole that as it opens up in the ground and all of these cobblestones, cream-colored cobblestones, like collapse into it, both of you fall in together and you like hit each other's heads together, like, and it's going to do 1d6 falling damage, and it's also going to do a little bit of bludgeoning damage when you hit heads. When you bonk heads. So 9 damage in total.
Oh my god. Mahkah, you have a very strong head.
Mamma mia.
Can't wait, leaning over. When I was told you to put your heads together, this is not what I meant.
And Alina, you probably couldn't have used a reaction, but you can certainly run over there now at high speeds and help them out of this. It's only like 10 feet deep.
All right, I'll help them out.
Thank you. Can you undust me?
Yes. Prestidigitation, you clean. Of course. It's already happening before you said it.
JL, it's going to be a long day today. I can feel it.
I think you are right.
All right, and you continue on down towards the Temple of Many Faiths. You can see also actually to the west that this is where where the graveyard of the city happens to be as well. And the Temple of Many Faiths, as you remember, it's this kind of big building, like made of this like kind of cultural mishmash of different architectural styles. You head into here around to where you previously found the Chapel of Lathander. And you come again across these banners of Lathander, these red banners along this like low circular red sandstone wall. And this is this single story decagonal building made of bright red sandstone, and it has this big golden glass dome in the roof of it. And you can head in there, and I'll take us over to the map. Well, not the map, just the dazzling lights of the companion kind of like trickling in through various holes in the ceiling, but also in particular through this dome and sort of reflecting off these mosaics on the walls everywhere. And you come in here, you remember the scene that occurred previously, the fight that you had here. It still smells distinctly vinegary, and there's this collapsed pile of wood in the center, which you can walk past, and you go past this this big golden statue of Lathander holding its hands out, and the 2 oil lamps that it was holding have now extinguished since you were here last. And so you head back down below the Chapel of Lathander via these stairs that are behind the statue, and as you get to the bottom of the stairs, you notice that the insulting, offensive copy statue of Alina is no longer there. But there is still about like maybe 2 inches of vinegar everywhere on the ground. It seems to have kind of gradually seeped away, but there's still some there, and you kind of splash through it as you come through here. And you head back to the vestry, this room full of wardrobes that have a bunch of vestments hanging in them. And you go through this iron sliding door, which you can now see more clearly. Just has this latch at the bottom, but you've already like pulled it up and slid it open, so you can easily head through there into the sacristy, where there are all these like tables and chairs and things. And you know, there's barrels everywhere. There's this chest that you previously emptied of its contents. Fine plates and gloves and tablecloths and all kinds of things just sort of stacked up everywhere. And yeah, what do you do?
Amelia.
Oh,
Sorry, my bad.
Amelia?
I guess, yeah, we should activate the door. And bring out that armband so that we know the words to say. Where has the armband?
Ethel has that.
Yeah.
Didn't I put it in here? I think I did.
Yeah.
Or Ethel should have that anyway.
Yeah. It's in here.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So we press some buttons, and I say a little poem.
Wait, which buttons do you press?
Winged sword, ring of fire, and the flail. Right?
I think so. I can't even remember.
Please don't kill me.
What is it? Yeah, wing sword, morning star.
Alina's slowly
flail.
backing out of the room. Like,
And I wrote it in my own handwriting, and that's
Yeah.
So
No, yes. Wing sword.
Mark is holding his breath. He's taking the breath.
Yep.
Oh yeah, do you want to run into the Dawnbringer's chambers and find the book that was hidden under the bed?
Yes. I didn't know if Ethel knew to do that or not, but I certainly want to.
Where is it? Here we go.
That's now covered in vinegar.
Yeah, it's like dripping.
Horrible.
Ooh.
Just in case you were interested. I put so much
I am
time into this
interested.
book. I think like
As we
watching
all
back, like,
silently read through this.
Yeah. Silent reading time.
yeah, because I watching back, I noticed that Alina was like, there was one point where she was like, "Wait a minute, maybe did we check under the bed in that room?"
I think it's because we went into another room and you're like, there's nothing under this bed.
Yeah, I was trying to hint, but I was also trying to hold myself back because I was like, well, if they don't look, they don't look. Like,
I was listening. I was like, Which bed didn't we check?
all right. But yeah, you can give that a read through at your leisure. But you press these buttons, and this magic mouth appears in the center of the room. Speak the words and enter.
Is Mahkah admiring their lips? Are they plump?
Yeah, big plump red
Plump
lips.
lips?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why?
can't help yourself with Modrons.
Oh my goodness.
Wait, Modrons?
Is it a Modron?
No, just a magic mouth. So it's just a spell that basically just this mouth appears in the middle of the room.
I actually thought you were going along the lines of Modron.
No, but I did in fact envision it as having this big-lipped red mouth. I don't know why. I feel like I've seen something that was a bit like that. Maybe actually like the cartoon version, the original, like the Disney version of Beauty and the Beast or something like that. Like maybe the lock on the door or something. I don't know. I'm dredging a memory up from the past.
You're dredging something up for me as well, because I remember something of an intro where it just kind of like draws up on like kind of like a puckered red lips all of a sudden, but I don't know where in this memory of mine it's coming from.
Incorrect! The mouth disappears again.
We go, oh, so beautiful, and then the mouth goes, oh, okay, I can let you in. That's not the password, but okay.
Flattery will get you nowhere.
You could have just asked. I would have let you in.
Maybe let the turtle do what he was gonna do, whatever he wanted to do with the mouth.
At least try the lip spinner first.
We did. It was just vinegar.
All right, what do you say? Someone has to say the password.
Almighty Zariel, Angel of Light, your sacrifice is our power and might. Now we are your hand and we are your sword. We guard the prime material against the demon horde. It's a fun rhyme.
Yes, but you have to first press the tiles of the door.
Don't make me press it again. We press the buttons again.
That is the correct password. You may enter. And as the magic mouth disappears this time, this sort of pinkish energy spreads out from it and kind of envelops the room. And you hear this loud click and the sound of stone scraping against stone. And you see that over in the floor, near the back left corner of the room, near the wall, what looks like a 1 foot thick stone slab slides, like kind of lowers a bit and then slides to one side. And as you walk over and inspect this trapdoor, the vinegar is like pouring into it. You see beneath it, there's this like thick iron plate. It doesn't have like a key or a handle or anything, but as you're looking at it, you can also hear these gears ticking in it and this locking mechanism sort of going through some sort of process. And then it just falls downwards like a flap. And all of this vinegar in this room just pours down into this hole. And you can look down there after the vinegars stop pouring down, and you just see this very dark room. Those of you with dark vision, which I think is everyone. Yeah. Darkness means nothing in D&D. You can see like quite far down. It's a pretty big chamber, pretty tall. You see what looks like somebody down there, and you see these chains extending from them to the four corners of the room. And there's also on the wall directly below the plate, there is a sort of iron-runged ladder that you can climb down.
Well, I'm glad it was this way where the place is, because for a second there I thought we had to walk through the mouth. That would have been awkward. I will go down the wrong ladder.
I'll slide down the ladder behind him.
Me as well.
Hopefully you get out of the way fast enough.
I'll like whisper sorry immediately when it opens and there's a huge flood of vinegar. Just like, oh, sorry.
My eyes!
Have I not endured enough already?
He's gonna tell us everything now, right?
Yeah, this is the creature that breaks him.
Vinegar.
They tried everything but the vinegar. Oh, you're speaking of
Yeah, that was the one thing that would have done it.
That's the straw that broke the vampire's back.
All right. So you climb down into this dark chamber. It's got stone walls and there's kind of vinegar dripping from the ceiling now. And as you reach the bottom of the ladder, you can see there are a bunch of things in this room, many of them attached to the kind of hanging from the walls. There's like whips and chains and ropes and knives and pliers and wooden torture devices with screws and hammers and twine and all this kind of horrible shit. There's a chair sitting in the middle of the room, and it is facing an individual who is strung up by 4 chains. This individual looks very emaciated, and they have long white hair. If this is Jander, his hair has gone white over time. And basically, his arms and legs have all been cut off at the elbows and the shoulders.
Oh.
And they are extended in all 4 directions towards the 4 corners of the room. And there are these chains extending from these corners, which are essentially holding him up in the middle of the room via these spiked, kind of like grappling hook style spiky things on the end of them that are lodged inside of his thighs and his shoulders.
Ooh.
And you can also see that there is this black blue light of the companion that is shining in from the ceiling directly onto his forehead. Just this beam of light. And you can see this kind of smoke coming from it, just a little bit. This sort of sizzling as this beam is hitting him. But he doesn't move or acknowledge your presence as you come down here.
Oh. When they said they did everything, they literally did everything.
So the vinegar didn't help. We can say that much.
At this point, the vinegar might be the.
He doesn't seem to have noticed the vinegar. Well, I guess you put vinegar into his wounds, except that it appears as though the stumps of his arms and legs, the wounds there have healed around these spiked ends of these chains.
So, to where the chains connect to the wall, or is it they're just sort of hanging off by latches that are just in place, or do they connect down to other devices to lower or raise this individual?
They're just connected to these metal plates that are basically bolted into the wall.
Okay.
Can we cut down these chains?
Yeah, I want to take him down immediately.
Can I start sawing away? Oh.
Is he so his eyes are open, but is there any sign of life as well?
His eyes are closed and his head is sort of hanging on his chest.
Okay.
Are the chains locked to the wall? Or
they're just bolted to it.
Okay. So there's no mechanism for me to fiddle with to
no lock or anything.
Okay.
But as you begin inspecting Jean Lemore, were you sawing into one of the chains?
Yes.
What are you using?
I use my little dagger.
The dagger becomes blunt and
shit.
and is no longer usable as a dagger.
Oh no.
But as you're trying to do this, you shake the chains, and Jander, if it is Jander, begins raising his head. Have you come to ask again? I told you I know nothing.
Go give him some water.
Oh, is that... what mythology are we working with here? Are vampires good with water? I know sometimes they're not. I don't know how D&D works.
How much of the mythos of vampires do we know?
Yes. Okay. It's not holy water, just normal water.
How much does Ethel know about vampires from extensive libraries?
You can give me a religion check.
Okay.
You know that they're undead. Anyone can give me a religion check.
Ooh.
Holy shit!
I win. I won.
Wait.
We're done now. I won.
Religion
You know that he doesn't need to drink water. But even though you know that, as Alina holds up this water, he does appear to try to sip from it.
Are you Jander Sunstar?
Yes.
Oh,
Who speaks? Who asks?
we are defenders of Elturel. We are here to save the city.
And people that fucking up that are keeping you unchained as he's just going for like a chain and just trying to pull on the wall.
Yes. How do we get you down?
I do not remember. I have been here for a very long time.
But Kensei, if you want to just try to yank the chain out, you can give me a strength check.
I'm gonna teach Kensei the crowbar.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so you'll have that'll give you advantage, I think.
Yeah.
Alright, just strength check.
Sorry, I always do that. Athletic, yeah, give me athletics check. And let me think. To get this thing out of with a crowbar, it's not going to be that hard. Probably a little bit harder than medium. So maybe like 16, DC 16. Nice. You are able to pull one of these chains out of the wall, and he swings downwards as you do this.
Underneath, like arms underneath, kind of like little leaning away.
One
Like,
each
please don't
side.
bite my neck. Please don't bite my neck.
You're like, eh.
Yeah.
He looks up at you as you catch him.
What have I done to deserve this kindness?
Mahkah would like to cast Goodberry and actually give him at least 3 good berries just to give him some like strength, energy back as well.
Yeah, I'd say he can kind of consume these good berries. I mean, he doesn't need to eat, but he can kind of absorb the magic in the good berry, and he seems somewhat helped by this. He seems mostly happy that just his forehead is out of the line of the beam of the companion.
Believe it or not, the companion was the most excruciating thing of all.
Yeah, that seems to track with these assholes. I'm going to start working on the other chain.
Alright, we'll say you're able to ultimately pull down these chains and kind of prop him up against the wall.
Can we wrap him up in some robes?
Yeah, you can do that.
Keep him warm?
He kind of looks around the room, very, very appreciative as you bestow this kindness upon him.
Saviors, you say? What has happened to Elturel?
Maybe not give him the robes. Those robes in particular.
There's common clothes in the bag of holding.
Oh, okay.
I just look at what's in the back holding and what you're putting on him.
Why? What's wrong with those ones? Oh, because he's probably not a fan of Zariel.
This is...
Take those away.
This is the final straw. This insult I cannot...
Yes, I'm sorry to say that Elturel is now in hell.
Hell.
Physically, not figuratively.
Oh yes, literally in hell. floating above the river Styx.
I do not understand. Why?
The companion sort of went nuclear and just decided to swallow everything.
That doesn't surprise me. I knew that day would come. I was there when Thavius Krieg signed the contract. I saw Zariel come to him.
This, your knowledge of Zariel is, partly why we need your help.
More questions?
Well, we would like to restore Elturel to its proper place. And we have heard you know the location of Zariel's sword.
The sword again, the sword. For eons it feels I've been asked about the sword. I do not know where it is. I have said again and again. I told Thavius not to sign that contract. Did you know that after we returned from the ride, we were worshipped, practically, as heroes? I reveled in it at first. I even wrote a ridiculous autobiography. But it was full of lies. I grew, my guilt grew. For 100 years I was guilty. It's why I turned to Ilmater. Please, you must end my life. Send me to Ilmater, to martyrdom. I have paid my penance for betraying Zariel. It is time.
All right, how do you want to go?
Wait. We're looking for the sword as a way to bargain with Zariel if need be. But if we can't find it, then we might need to do something else. Is there anything else that you can tell us that might be a way to bargain with her?
Well, in my autobiography, I said that I saw the sword fall into a ravine. But I have to confess it is not so. The sword fell before me, near me, on the battlefield. I was a coward. I sought to flee, to take my company with me. The sword, it is a powerful weapon. I thought we could use it to protect Elturel, even just to help us escape Avernus. I tried to take it, but I was stopped. I was stopped by Yale. And, Yale is the only one who knows where it is. Yale and Lulu.
Lulu!
Is Lulu here?
Lulu is standing on the ground at the back of the party, watching this situation unravel in dismay and confusion.
Can we all do a slow turn and look at Lulu in unison?
Everyone's slow turning to look at Lulu. I'm like, who the hell is Yale?
Yeah.
Let's go hunt down Yale.
Lulu's like,
Me?
And Jander raises his head and kind of squints through the gloom. He can, of course, see in the dark, but it's still dim. And he hasn't had much to look at for a very long time.
Lulu? Is that you?
Yes, I'm Lulu. Jander? Nice to meet you.
We have met before. Do you not remember?
Maybe?
He's like,
You, Zariel's war mount. The great mammoth.
Oh.
We rode in through the portal into Avernus. Next to you, I rode beside you.
War mount. Yeah. I do remember. That's why I felt like we were betrayed. You betrayed us.
Yes, it was true.
And Yale. I remember Yale. She was the one with the long black hair. The one I remembered seeing at the high hall. She was bowing in front of the tall man with the red beard.
Jander's like,
Yes, that was Olanthius. Yale's commander.
Yale was a great friend of Zariel's too, I remember. And yeah, I remember, we stopped you. You were gonna take the sword.
Yes. But I threw it away.
Yes, you said if you want it, you can go and get it, and you threw it into the ravine.
Yes. I admit it, it's true. I was a coward. I was just trying to save myself and my soldiers. But you went to get the sword.
I did?
Did?
Yes, you left. You and Yale went into the ravine.
Yes, I think I can remember. I remember Yale holding the sword. We found the sword, guys.
What?
Okay. Then next.
I don't remember what happened after that. I remember Yale had it. I think we were going somewhere. I just can't remember.
And I'm guessing Yale did not return from the portal, looking at Sunstar.
No. We closed it behind us. My company was the only one that returned. We lied. We said we were the only survivors. And after we discovered that Zariel had survived, we could not tell anyone. For we feared being blamed. But I wanted to badly, but Thavius Krieg convinced me it would do no good. It would only destabilize Eltegard and destroy the faith that the people had in the Hell Riders. And I listened to him. And I told him not to sign that damn contract, but he wouldn't listen. I understand it was a hard decision to make. The city was under attack from the undead. But I knew it would come to nothing but more suffering. And because of that, he distrusted me. He threw me in a cell. And then, sometime later, the questions began. They moved me here, and that woman, she began to torture me. It went on for longer than I can even remember.
Did you inform them of what you just informed us? That Yale knows?
I swore never to betray Elturel again. I told them only that I do not know the sword. It is not a lie. I did not tell them about Yale or Lulu.
Oh. You have done well in your final loyalty to Elturel.
It was my opportunity to truly repent. I believe that Ilmata bestowed this gift of suffering upon me so that I would come to truly be purified. I think that is why you are here. I think it is finally over. I can finally go to him.
Any other questions? I'm looking at the group. With the
Is
resounding.
there anything else
Maybe.
that you would like to say to the world? You wrote an autobiography. Anything else you'd want to correct in it?
Only that it is full of lies. The lies of an afraid and prideful man. Only that it should not be read. That I should not be remembered as a hero. Only a liar. Only a coward. Please, end my suffering.
Just one more thing. And
Yes.
we will end your suffering.
Sure.
Can you give any more description about Yale and what she would, where she might be? Any local haunts?
She never returned. I cannot say. But
Okay.
a short woman, muscular, long black hair, dark eyes.
Lulu, would you recognize her if you saw her?
I think so. I think I kind of have a image in my head. I think if I saw her, it would bring it back.
All right.
Very good. Thank you.
You must save Elturel. Find the sword. If Lulu, I know that you know where the sword is.
But I can't remember.
You have to. It's the only way. Please, I am ready.
Anyway, sir, like,
Thank you, Jander.
I have a wooden stake in my bag.
That sounds lovely. Perfect.
I have a fear of undead, so when I grabbed him, I was kind of like, what have I done? I'm just quietly in the corner prestidigitationing myself. I'm just going to toss it to Kensei.
I never wanted to be undead. Good luck.
at least in your final moments, you were a damned good liar. And I will try to put him out of his misery. If I need to as well, I will also add in a divine smite if I must.
There's no need.
Just making sure.
Silver?
As he passes away, a long sigh of relief is emitted from his lips, and he seems to pass peacefully into sleep.
Mahkah just puts one hand on his shoulder as Kensei's doing his business and just like gives him a blessing and sends him off.
His skin burns when you do that. He's like, why? No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
So I didn't use the holy symbol in my bag.
No.
Thank you.
Kind of like step back.
Whew.
Now we moved on from one search and rescue to now just a general search now.
Mm.
Is there anything else in this room other than the whips and chains?
Is it, any other
That definitely
doorways?
don't
or-
excite me.
I was gonna say when you said it, I'm like, you had me at whips and chains.
There's nothing else down here, no matter how hard you look.
And how are we ever gonna find Yale? Or even if she's... Yale's human, she surely wouldn't be alive now.
Hmm.
And at this point, Kensei and I guess everyone hears Gargauth begin to speak from the shield. He says,
I might have a way.
Ooh.
Sort of like hand up, like lifts up the shield. Well, don't keep us in the dark now.
When the chain devils tried to take me for some reason,
Sure, for some reason.
against my
on.
wishes, I heard them speaking in their minds. They said they would sell their loot at the war machine shop. They said it is just this word of here.
Diswood?
Disward in the direction of Dis, the second layer. It is what you would
yes.
call north of here. I know this war machine shop. If it is the place I think it is, there is a night hag who lives there. Mad Maggie is her name. The place is called Fort Knucklebone. She is a warlord, but also a collector of dreams, nightmares, painful memories. She has the ability to extract these things from the minds of others. Perhaps, if you wish to know a secret that is hidden in the Holophant's mind, she may be able to extract it for you.
Do you know if it causes pain, this extraction?
Knowing Mad Maggie, I'd say it is likely.
Better question. What's the going rate for these extractions?
I cannot say. I do not know. It has been a very long time since I knew of the Night Hag.
How did you know her? Use a shield.
I knew many when I was in Avernus.
Night hags?
Yes, several Night Hags.
Man, I don't even know one I had.
We're gonna know one.
Come on.
in a second.
I'm like 100 years old and I'm practically a night hag.
I thought you were.
Actually, the nicest thing someone said to me.
See, this is why we're friends.
I'm also over 100, so I'm like offended. You gotta look
They
at
don't
the,
think
like,
you're a night
for
hag?
yourself.
You don't look a day past 20, so that's the thing that cuts you off.
It's way funny if you said you don't look a day past 85.
You buddy.
And I take it this location is on actual Avernus, the layer anyway.
It sounded from the Chain Devils that it was very near here. They said it was a short distance disward.
Well, it's not like we have any other places to go.
To the night hag.
I guess disward we go.
This way.
That's really what I thought you were saying. I was so confused.
I thought you was like a rip off of like word dog disward.
I tried to say it with a hard R so the Americans would understand. Disward. Disward.
Don't worry about the Canadian or anything. I'm like, ah.
You have no idea what I'm saying half the time anyways.
Can I ask Lulu, as we're going along, did you used to be big?
Yeah. I think
Whoa.
I think I can grow and shrink. Here, maybe I'll try.
Wait, we're outside. Wait,
Oh, sorry.
Don't poo!
I got excited.
Like, not in here.
Okay.
You don't know how big you get.
Yeah, that's true. It must be pretty big. If people could ride on my back. The only way anyone's been able to ride me since is if they're tied to me in a small basket made out of rope.
And then
I get out the bear saddle I made. I'm like, let's go!
I don't know if I can do it. I'll try.
But she flaps her wings, lifts off from this vinegar puddled floor and flies back up through the hatch in the ceiling, and you're able to follow her out there. Leaving one of the darkest places I've done in my campaign so far in the past.
Yeah, that was intense. On the way out, Mahkah will like to give JL like 4 good berries and just say apologize for the headbutt earlier.
Oh, thank you, Mahkah. Do you have some for yourself?
I do have some.
To be honest, while that wasn't the intent, I thought that encounter was going to be way worse in my mind how things were going to proceed. Because I thought he was going to be like frenzy hungry. I mean, but
True.
That's why I was like, don't bite me. Don't bite me. Please don't
I
bite
really
me.
thought that like water was, I don't know where I'm getting water is bad for vampires, but just like that Alina was just gonna like give him some water and he would just immediately die. It's like,
Like, oops, that was the holy water.
yeah, oops.
Oops.
That's witches. You throw water on witches and they melt.
I
Oh,
feel
really?
like I'm getting from somewhere that water is also bad for vampires, but I don't remember why I.
I know where you're coming from, but I don't want to. Damn it! This is my DM brain kicking in, and I don't want it to kick in. Because, fuck.
Is it something I forgot about vampires? Probably.
No, it's like a weakness they have on the actual block, but I don't want to say it because I don't want to metagame here. But
Yeah.
Oh, that's alright. Oh yeah, I
okay,
suppose.
technically speaking, they do have a weakness, but it's against running water, and that depends on how the
okay.
Like a geyser, just say if you happen to have a...
Yeah, just you happen to have a casual geyser in your inventory, it might be bad.
Yeah.
If you were like, let me counteract all this vinegar in this room.
Of course, when you drink water, it runs down your throat.
And that's like the main issue that I've seen a lot of people have is because it just says running water, but it doesn't explain what that intently means for the weakness itself. So it's left to DM interpretation.
I can't find
Which is
it.
fun,
Oh, unless
you know?
it's in.
A little different every time.
It's something like simulating the sacrament rite of baptism. So I don't think drinking water has anything to do with being baptized. So they won't cross running water, is what it is.
Oh, it's in their regeneration feature. So it says like they can't they can't use their regeneration if they are within running water or sunlight.
Okay.
Which perhaps Ethel was able to recall that from her research. But only after you gave him the water.
Yeah.
Oh,
Little did you know I was sabotaging all our plans.
I knew it. You've been doing this all along.
But also, as you emerge from the Temple of Many Faiths back into this smoke-filled street, you receive a message on the sending stone. And it is from Sylvira Savicus, of course. It says, not heard from you for 10 days. Feel you through stone. Relieved. Uncovered plots in 3 more cities. Fate rests with you. Must uproot the cause.
Damn.
Is that what you sent back? Damn.
Oh my gosh. It looks like there might be some more cities coming that way, guys.
Oh no.
And you note as well that this is like, you would estimate maybe your 4th day approximately in Elturel. So it's kind of another confirmation that like the big time difference, because she says that she hasn't heard from you for a 10-day.
We should probably update her.
Do we remember the last thing we told her?
We were just like, thanks for the warning or something like that. I remember something
Okay.
funny.
We are fine following a lead on Zariel's sword or something like that.
Okay.
Feels fine.
Yale?
Should I say, do you know of Yale?
Yeah, do you know of Yale? Short, muscular, dark eyes.
Yeah. It's like,
Don't say it's a female or anything.
Lady.
Muscular dark eyes.
She has hair. She's got a nose.
yeah,
We didn't say she.
2 arms.
You know I'm Yale.
Well, you receive a response, although, actually, roll me a D100, whoever has the sending stone. Whoever's using the sending stone.
I think I have it.
Just in case you get a 1. Never gonna happen. No, okay.
Nice, not a 1.
So
I did it.
You get a reply immediately, almost immediately. Just saying like, yes, know of Yale. Surely passed away long ago.
Then we just say, damn.
Find the sword, however you can. And then
I
you can
can't
say
send a
damn.
message back immediately, right?
No, yeah. Now
Okay.
you're unable to send another one.
Pat Lulu on the head. All right, War Mammoth, it's all up to you. Let's go.
No, be gentle with the head. This is the root of memories.
Okay, I'm gonna try to grow into a big elephant.
Powerful.
Nothing happens at all.
Mahkah just gives a little pat on the head.
I want to ride.
That's okay.
I don't think it's
That's
working.
okay.
I feel like maybe I'm a little bit bigger.
You are.
She's like
yeah,
still
you look.
exactly about 2 feet.
You are.
Oh, it worked!
Yeah.
Good job.
Oh, thanks, guys. Maybe I'll keep working at it.
Yep.
Don't push too hard. I don't need any SBDs.
Huh?
Silent but deadly.
It's okay.
Oh, sorry.
I'm a celestial. I don't think we do those. Maybe
No judgment?
silent but lovely. Just kidding.
Your weapon.
That's the trumpet from the other end.
That's the end I've been using this whole time. Didn't you realize?
Ooh.
But she's like,
Well, if I do have to brave this night hag to extract my memories, I think it's worth it. I think if it could save Elturel, and then I think we should do it. I'm brave. I'll do it.
We'll be next to you, Lulu. You're brave. We'll be with you.
Thanks, Mahkah.
Hopefully.
Yes, we will make sure this night hag does not have her way with you.
Oh,
You know.
thanks, Jean Lamar. I wouldn't like that. How do we get there?
This wood.
This word.
Not that wood.
No, I thought she said this would. This would.
Elturel will crumble in place before we find the shop. I feel like it's gonna happen like that.
Onwards.
Do we have some sort of compass?
Oh yeah, good luck with that. Marcus said.
Oh yeah, Marcus, you would have something.
yeah, but
I'll check
Marcus,
my compass.
yeah, the
It's just
compass
going-
is just spinning.
Yeah.
Are there any devils about?
You would know which way's north.
Oh, okay.
Well, okay, so you know which way's north in terms of Elturel. But yes, that's true. I guess you don't know if Elturel is oriented to the north.
Fuck.
Yeah, are there any devils around?
Are we gonna casually ask directions?
I don't see why not.
You can sort of look through the streets in search of devils, if you wish.
Yes.
Where do you want to go to look for these devils?
Just to the main road, I think. Just like pop my head out there.
You can see some way to the north, just past Candlelight Tower, that there appears to be something going on in the middle of the road. You're not sure what it is from down here. Actually, you probably wouldn't. You can't see that way. You can't see that far. If you, I suppose, perhaps you have a look around. You're lucky enough not to be hit by any shingles. You see something up here, and as you approach, you see two imps interacting with a young boy. Yeah, come on, just shine it. Yeah, shine it. What's the worst that could happen? It just says we're gonna give you some bread. I don't know. My dad told me not to talk to strangers. Yeah, come on, we're like best pals by now.
Hey, you devils!
Huh? They kind of look over to you, and this kid takes the opportunity to like bolt off in the other direction. Man, nerds! It got away!
Don't worry yourself with this small fry. I got some info for you if you help me out a little bit, eh?
They kind of flap over in your direction.
Yeah, what's it saying? Yeah, what are you saying? You got some info. What do you got? What do you got?
I got universal speech. That's what I got. Yeah, okay. Okay, they can understand me.
They can speak common anyway.
Okay. Okay. Well,
You would have heard them speaking common.
Oh yeah, because they're talking to the kid. Okay.
Yeah, we gotta be able to speak to these nitwits. I mean, these intelligent people that are gonna sign these excellent contracts here.
You see, we just need some information as to which way is this wood. Do you know of this Fort Knucklebones?
Yeah, it's that way.
Like points towards the north of the map.
Yeah, why'd you go ahead and just tell them? What? What do you mean? They asked. Yeah, but we could have gotten them to sign a contract. Stupid idiot. Oh, damn it. Damn it all to hell. What? That doesn't make sense.
Does this seem legit or an act?
Give me an inside check.
Okay. Some sort of comedy show.
Calling it home?
Oh man.
You struggle to tell. They don't seem like very honest folk.
Well, the Fort Knucklebones, how is it up there? Well, there's no can I see anything northwards?
Like what?
Like if I look up, can I see like another city or something?
No, not north. North as in sorry, did I say he points up? I mean he points like to the north of this map.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when the city came down here, it was aligned automatically to the same alignment. And this word is supposed to kind of correspond with similar directions on other domains, on other planes.
You're so helpful.
Yeah, thanks.
I think they seem all right. I think we go northward. Thank you, good sir.
Wait. Now, you gotta sign the contract. You idiot! You already gave them what they wanted.
I deafness.
I write a contract that says you give us directions, we tell you to have a nice day, and then I say what you'd like to sign. Just so there's one involved.
Damn it! Maybe we should take them.
To guard us.
We can't take them. Look at them. They're way bigger than us.
We can't ask them to come with us, right? That would be best. I just really annoying with it.
I was tempted to ask you how big they were, and I was just gonna grab them like two bad kids and just be like, "You're coming with us," and just drag them.
Yeah, you're gonna give us directions the whole time.
You could
We
try to
don't
do
need a
that
compass.
if you
I
wanted.
was tempted.
I'm tempted.
Get away
I'm
from me.
enjoying them.
Yeah.
I'm doing it. I'm attempting to just like grab them, like by like the scruff of their neck, like, "Okay, let's go, take us there."
They
And
pull
then maybe
back.
I'll
One
get
of them
Big
like
Ugly to
raise.
sign
They,
it.
they pull their stingers out and they're like,
Yeah, let me go.
they begin struggling against you, trying to get away.
Yeah, we're gonna have to fight them after all.
Oh no.
I'm gonna toss one to Kensei here.
As you toss it through the air, it begins like flapping away.
It was nice to meet you. Have a nice day.
That one can go.
Kenway's just sort of baffled by the display of like, I'm glad to see you taking the initiative well. This is sort of like a quarrel.
Yeah, don't go near them. They try to grab you. Yeah, I know. I got grabbed as well, you dope. Man, let's get out of here.
You flap off into the smoky atmosphere.
They will feature heavily in the book that Ethel's gonna write about this. It's gonna be like a few pages of everything else and then 6 pages on these guys.
There'll be like a side channel called the 2.5 Imps.
2.5 imps. Also, that's
there'll be a
definitely not canon that Elzarel would align with. I don't know.
There's going to be a spin-off show that's kind of like titled similar to Friends, but it's called Fiends.
The couch is made of like human bones. It's like just a little disturbing, but it's the same music.
That'd be cool. I'd love to watch that.
At least you didn't say human skin over human bones.
You know what? It could be.
Oh no, that's
this is
so
a
fun.
collaborative process. That's pretty great.
Yeah.
All right, we had this word.
This would.
It's really confusing for me to say. I don't know.
All right. So you want to head in this direction?
This indeed.
Okay. Let me just
Roll some dice here real quick.
yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, as Mark is walking along, he just gives Alina a fist bump. That's his blessing. What's it called again? It's vigilant blessing.
Ooh, nice.
Okay. Nothing happens yet. And so you're generally just kind of moving upwards or northward, I guess. Where perhaps you would turn left here. You come this way, you find yourself at the wall of Elturel. Big, tall, stone, white wall. And you can see from where you are that there is what looks like an enormous iron post sticking out of the ground. And connected to this post is like made of, it's like it's enormous and like jagged, made of this strange dark iron that, as you can kind of see it like towering out from beyond the wall and kind of emerging in the sky through this smoky atmosphere. It kind of it reminds you of the infernal puzzle box, the material of it, and you can see that at its base there is a huge chain, a huge spiked chain extending outwards from it, and it goes downwards below Elturel. You can see this chain kind of disappearing below the edge of the earth moat, at least below where you can see over this wall. And you guys know the city pretty well. You can probably work out approximately where you are from here, at least a couple of you can. Either way, you'd be able to sort of follow this wall along. And so you can sort of move up here. Just see as you're doing this one more time. Ooh. Okay, as you're crawling along here, there is a burst of flame that comes out of this building as it collapses to the right of you. So everyone, give me a dex save. Another dex save.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Oh no, Mahkah!
DC is 10.
Oh no, get
As this happens, a couple of you, Ethel, you're able to jump out of the way, Alina, Jean Lemore, but the others are enveloped by this flame and take some fire damage.
Mahkah woke up on the wrong side of his show this morning.
Oh no!
Thankfully, I take half of this.
Nice. But nothing other than that happens as you continue over to here towards this gate. This gate is actually known as the West Gate. And this used to lead to Skulldask Road, heading northwest into the Fields of the Dead. This is the road that you travelled to meet up with Thundar's Ride to turn southwest to the tradeway into Baldur's Gate many moons ago. And now it looks out almost directly onto another one of these massive iron posts that's stuck in the earth moat. And it kind of looks like a giant, I'll take you over there, it's like a giant piton, practically. You're able to come over here and see it. And you see this chain attached to it that, goes off the edge of the earth moat.
Can we see where it ends?
So as you pass through this gate, there's these two stone towers here, one on either side. They've been very badly damaged. Much of them are blackened and burned. The east tower is partly collapsed into a pile of rubble. And you can see... Yeah, it's eerily quiet around here. It appears that the towers and the gatehouse and everything have been abandoned, and you're able to pass through here without being stopped by anyone, and you can approach the edge of the earth moat that Elturel is standing on, which is holding it up above the plains of Avernus, which you were able to see also when you crossed the Helm's Reach. Was it Helm's Reach or one of the bridges that you crossed before?
Bridge.
And you can see that the chain extends downwards to the top of another one of these huge iron posts, 500 feet down.
Anyway, just as everyone's looking down, looks over. Just immediately backs the fuck up. Just hey, that's kind of dirt. Nope. Just notices how deep it is. Just scrambles back a little bit.
Oh, Kensei. It is but a small drop.
Yeah, let's see you make that drop. That you think it's that small? Go ahead. Come on down over and be your grand finale.
Oh, touchy subject.
You jump off.
Oh, wee! Feather fall to the bottom. Let's see what's down there.
All alone again on my own.
Well, maybe at this point I'll just reveal the whole map, just so you can kind of have a look at Elturel. I think this should do it. There we go.
Whoa!
Oh, that's cool.
Ooh.
And yeah, I think you were previously told by some devils or by someone that there are these chains that Zariel's forces are trying to use to pull the Earth Moat and Elturel into the River Styx. And so you've now seen two of these chains.
So, sorry, just to clarify, this post here is 500 feet below us.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Hey, I think I found Kensei's ship.
I noticed those flags as well.
I mean, what's left of it? I just see the flag. The white does not add anything to the.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't reassure me very much. I know my first mate Bugs Bunny is definitely not on a good day if the white flags are up.
Oh. We'll find you a better ship, Kensei, a bigger ship.
I hope so. Should have really took in that fire insurance when I had the chance.
You did have fire runes protecting the ship, but you've since given them up. You don't know if that has also removed them from the ship, but you would assume that it would have.
Guessing it would have been in water though, so when it got transported here, the water went away and it would have just fallen into La La Land.
I honestly do
kept
picture
the shoreline or something, but
honestly, just because of looking back to where kind of like some of the tradeway goes, it honestly wouldn't surprise me if the ship just floated a little bit, started to sink, and then literally Bugs Bunny dropped out of the space of existence, and then crashing onto the whatever remains below.
Why is it Bugs Bunny?
I don't know. It's just what I'm thinking of immediately.
Because Bugs Bunny was great, okay?
Maybe.
There doesn't need to be a reason.
Have you forgotten the name of your own ship? It was the Bobbing Imp.
No, I'm just saying like the first mate was like Bugs Bunny.
Oh, the first mate. Right.
Oh
A
no.
Paragon name's Bugs Bunny.
Just full of these Looney Tunes for some reason.
Just stocked with carrots.
Carrots. Why is it always carrots?
Cool.
So,
This would.
We stop and have a picnic at the edge of the city on fire. It's like, oh, look at the view.
it's so romantic.
Ah, and it just brings you back to Maribel.
I know.
JL.
I know.
Find it.
Yes.
Find it.
Yeah. We have to descend to find her. Oh
no.
oh, my little heart.
Anyway, it's just like, oh no. It just like looks up and it's just like, so the color just drains.
Lulu kind of flaps her wings and like flies out over the edge. It's like,
At least I can get down there pretty easily. Can anyone else fly?
I can do a controlled fall. Does that count?
technically yes.
Pretty much the same thing.
It's falling with
The getting
style.
back
I don't
up,
know if
that's a
better or
problem.
worse.
Yeah.
I'm still learning, Lulu. I'm still learning.
You'll get there. Maybe when I get big.
We could be flying buddies.
Yeah.
I need a wingman. I'll be your wingman.
Wing woman. Yeah, I was gonna say she's the wing woman.
Lulu, are you able to tell where this Fort Knucklebones might be by flying up and observing the city?
I don't think I can really see much because of all the smog in the air.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess let's just go where slightly more to the east. Because we are at this west gate. It is not north.
Look for something that seems fairly off if Fort Knucklebone is meant to be a new thing in El Terrell. Fort Knucklebone is a new thing to El Terrell anyway.
Oh, Fort Knucklebone. I don't think that's an Elturel.
did you get the impression it was in Elturel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, in Avernus.
Oh.
Oh, sorry.
I thought you were making the point of the chain.
Yeah.
Like on our way down.
Oh, sorry about that. I left out I buried
You
the
just
lead.
gotta lock down the chains.
Oh, because it's this one, because we've gone north and now we've... Okay, I get it.
Sorry, I didn't realize.
I'm gonna whisper to Ethel, just be like, cast Featherfall on Kensei, and I'm just gonna kick his ass off the edge.
Oh my god.
I feel like that might be just like a little bit of an intense thing. Kind of friend.
It'll help him get over his fear. Conquer it, face.
I actually think that could make it a lot worse.
Yes, and the army of ghouls and zombies.
We're
will think that
whispering,
that
you
conquers
can't
your fear.
hear.
We're whispering, you can't hear. Mind your business. Now you
Talking about me, I heard my name somewhere.
please.
So that'd work, right? 600 feet, that'd do. 60 feet per round, it lasts for a minute. Is that right? Yeah. So Featherfall, if your estimations are correct, that it is approximately 500 feet down.
Fine.
So, are we just gonna do this? Are we gonna jump?
Yes, I
Also, just
I can
walk
levitate.
down the chain.
Yeah, Mark
I
is
mean, I
not going
guess.
to jump. If we're going down, he's going.
Yeah, it's like, can't we
I'll
just walk
bolt
down
shape.
the chain? Does the chain look walkable?
So the chain is... Okay, so the links of the chain are about 5 feet thick, made of this iron. And 5 foot thick iron that's been welded into links. And each of these links is about 30 feet long and 20 feet wide. And they are covered in 1 foot long iron barbs.
Ooh.
And looking at this, you do feel like you might be able to use those barbs to climb.
Wait,
it
but
looks-
climbing would be very, painful and slow.
It looks very precarious.
Or we could just jump.
Can you all do that?
Well, it's a
No.
to 5 fallen creatures within range. How many of us are there right now?
Oh, Featherfall will do multiple. I didn't even remember that.
Oh, perfect.
Because I was gonna say we could climb and use that as a backup, but then it says 5 creatures, and that feels fine.
Okay. Don't worry, Kensei. I can hold your hand while we jump.
Yes. Please hold his hand, Kensei.
Okay, like Geronimo will go over and grab
Don't touch me.
Kensei's hand.
Don't touch me.
Just gonna whisper
Worry,
it.
like worry.
Don't touch me.
Please.
Oh, give me strength to not smite this friend.
I'm gonna whisper to Alina and just be like, I could wait to cast it until we're like halfway down. That would really freak me out.
Like, in utter, joy right now. I'm like,
I'm gonna level the next time we face something unholy, disgusting.
I need to say right now, Kensei's not allowed to control me next week.
Oh, you think I'm that? Yes, I am.
Right. Shall we?
Should we all hold hands so we can't get separated?
That is probably a good
Can
idea.
we just rope each other together? Can't I just take a
I
rope
just
and
wanted to hold
tie our
hands, but yeah, we can do hands.
Okay, rope. Rope is good. Rope is good.
I have a lot of thumb ropes.
Wait. Before we get into Avernus, let's have one last meal before it's utterly disgusting.
Ooh.
We have a picnic and we're on the edge of the city.
Maybe not
Yeah,
on the
bottle of
edge, because I
wine.
feel like one bad roll and we're going down.
Let me just see if you get struck by
because-
lightning while you're having the picnic. Oh, a 1 totally is lightning. It is lightning. Oh, I just did that as a joke, though. No, everyone roll 2 d20s. It's happening. As you sit down to eat this picnic.
Okay, he's electrocuting me as I'm eating.
You just
That'd
don't
be
want
so
to
funny.
roll 2. You don't want snake eyes.
I rolled one. One.
1 second, I'm struggling, so I'm still okay. There we go. I don't know why that was so difficult. Darn. Can I give
I'm so
myself disadvantage?
relieved.
Someone silvery barbs my.
So I'll also roll a d6. So 5. Okay, some of you are blinded as this lightning strikes the ground nearby, and this white flashing light just radiates outwards from this lightning strike, and a couple of you who are looking at it are like, ah! And are blinded for until the next turn. That is all that happens. And you can go back to eating leisurely.
Kenway's like eating rations and just taking a full swig of the bottle. Just like getting ready.
Mark is just like rubbing his eyes saying, like, what a day. He definitely woke up on the wrong side of his shell. Like.
I think Ethel is just sitting there and like really was keeping her cool on it when talking to Jander, but it's like, oh my god, I'm gonna go tell all the librarians that his autobiography was bad.
All the librarians.
Such a breakthrough.
All lies.
This is gonna be a lot in the academic field. Talking about the history of this stuff. She's just like so excited in a way that's deeply distasteful.
And what's going to be worse is that if no one believes her.
Yeah, no, I was genuinely thinking, I was like, can I get him to sign this? And I was like, he doesn't have hands right now.
Can you just hand him a pen in his mouth and hold the paper?
Hey, we know this is already a bad sensation for you, but before you go, can you sign my book?
Like, can you sign this so everyone knows that you're a liar? Just like for sure.
Terrible.
Oh my god, I should have taken his body. Then we could do speak with dead on him.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you guys just left him down there in this
I really was
puddle
like,
of vinegar.
Should you bury him? I felt like he was that big. It's for this. Yeah. He's forever floating.
Out of the sunlight.
He is now preserved, actually.
We can go. Oh my god, we get the city back. We can do speak with dead on his body.
Pickled Sunstar.
If we make it back.
Pickled Sunstar!
Pickled Sunstar.
I want to see his stat block now that he's pickled. You're welcome.
All right, so what do you do?
I guess we jump.
Oh.
To test to make sure she's casted, I'm gonna find like a semi-high rock just to like jump off. Nothing too damaging.
It doesn't
you
last
can't.
that long, so it's so if you did that, you wouldn't have time to fall all the way to the bottom.
How long does it last for?
1 minute.
It's a minute, but we're falling pretty far.
Now, to be fair, it's not like you can't cast it again afterwards. You can do it again.
Oh yeah, you can cast it on the way down. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Anybody got any bed sheets I can make a kite or like a glider out of?
Just as you
I
as you
have
ask
100
that,
candles.
just as you ask that question, you see just some way a little bit off from the earth moat, something fly through the air. Maybe 2 or 3 things like fly through. You see maybe a flash of leathery wings, maybe a claw.
Oh,
Maybe you hear something.
so we're gonna get attacked on the way down?
Let's just go. If we keep
So does
talking.
that mean it would be better to fall faster? 'Cause, like I could just cast it halfway down.
Unless Ethel gets picked off on the way down.
Okay,
And we
fine.
don't have a way of getting levitated. I
can.
Bear
This is where the campaign ends.
You better I'll stab
I'm
everything.
wasting this, but just in case, because
And everyone
if you die, we're all dying. I will cast. If
I'm
we
not
go.
dying. I'm gonna change into Lunarian
No,
flash.
Ethel.
Look out of there.
All right.
I can.
JP, get these small zombies like here.
The campaign
JL.
continues with just you, JL, and Lulu. That's it.
What does the P stand for?
Well, what's the?
JP.
Do you know a JP? I know a JP actually. Anyway.
Justin Timberlake. Okay, we jump.
Okay, we
We hold hands and we jump.
JT.
All right, so you all holding hands and jumping. What are we doing?
Yeah, we tie ourselves together with some thumb
Okay.
ropes.
Before we, Mahkah just wants to cast Pass Without Trace on us as well,
Ooh, nice.
as we swan dive.
Will that do anything though?
Unison.
Because it's just, isn't it just basically
Well,
foot like tracks?
It doesn't. I'll post it.
Air tracks.
Um,
Yeah, a veil of shadows and
Okay.
silence radiates from you. That seems pretty general. For the duration, each creature you choose within 30 feet of you, plus 10 bonus to dex. Oh yeah, okay, sorry. I was thinking of something else. So this just gives you bonuses to the stealth checks.
Yeah, because Mahkah does recall when Kensei threw that canvas out that
Oh yeah.
that office. Who was it? Savius Krieg's office.
Yeah.
And they swooped down and picked up the.
Yeah.
So he doesn't want to be like fall-in appetizers for the creatures or any of his members. His party.
All right.
We're also gonna maybe tie Lulu to my waist, so she's not flying off and getting picked off by herself.
I feel like I might feel a bit more comfortable if I can just fly on my own. I don't want to go down with you if you end up plummeting now.
Change and fly, you'll be fine.
Is it okay if I just fly down next to you?
If you get picked off by a gargoyle, we're
Stick
gonna
close.
miss you.
Stick close.
I'll definitely stick close. I'll stay close to you, Alina. Thank you, though.
Just
I would
elephant
like-
fodder.
To cast some aid
On who?
on myself, Ethel, and maybe Alina. So that's 5 for temp and max.
Nice.
Does that bother Kensei?
Yeah.
Kensei's got vertigo big time.
Hilarious.
I'm literally about to, when everyone says jump, I'm literally clasping my hands over my eyes and just jumping, and I'm not looking down until I feel ground again.
Are you gonna
I don't care what happens.
You
I don't-
scream like a little girl.
No, I'm not looking, I'm just...
It's okay, Kensei. It's okay.
I'm gonna cast Mage Hand and then yank a hand off while we're going down.
I'm fighting. I'm struggling. I am.
You have combat on the way down. Finally, the PvP breaks out between you on the way down.
Melee combat.
All right.
That would be
If there's
very cool.
nothing else, then you could all hold hands and jump off. Are you ready?
Nice.
Before I change my mind.
All right. You jump into the abyss. Not the abyss, just this particular abyss. And you begin plummeting downwards
What?
through the smoke and the ash. Because Ethel hasn't said anything yet, so...
Oh no, I already cast it.
Oh, you already cast it,
It's
okay.
in there.
right.
Yeah, I said it when we jump up.
Oh, sorry. Right, okay. So, everyone, give me a stealth check.
Oh.
And for the record, I would cast it again if it ran out before we got to the ground.
Thanks,
Okay?
Ethel.
Just-
And I mean,
just
it's
for the
pretty
record.
difficult to try to be stealthy in this situation. You're just kind of out there falling.
Oh, geez.
But just
Wait,
to
we have
see...
the plus 10 to this, right?
Yeah, this all has
mine would be
plus
the
10.
24 and the 21.
I'm basically invisible.
So mine will be 23.
34.
Wait, why do we add 10? Sorry. Oh, because of pass
passive
without trace. Yep. Okay.
Yep.
I'm trying to... Hold on, I'm trying to get this taskbar to, let me pull up stealth, but the taskbar's, blocking it out for some goddamn reason. Oh, that's so weird.
What's it doing?
It's cutting off, the bottom screen because the taskbar is, over it. So I can't pull up stealth for some goddamn reason. Hold on, let me see if I can,
I'm not sure if I know what you mean.
Like the taskbar of your computer, at the bottom?
Yeah.
Oh,
Like-
okay. Gotcha.
There we go. I have to Alright, so it's a disadvantage, and I
Well,
have it plus.
I think it's going to be fine. I mean, although, yeah, you do have disadvantage. I don't know if your disadvantage would come into play exactly. It kind of comes from your armor. Maybe your armor is, glinting in the dim light.
Whistling.
Whistling. And as you float through this smoke that's rising up from below, a couple of times you see these creatures flying through the clouds and the smoke nearby, and you all hold your breaths, but they don't seem to notice you. They're flying pretty quickly, and you drift downwards, and you can see the earth moat of Elturel growing somewhat smaller as you float away downwards. And slowly as you head down, the ground becomes visible, begins to appear through this smoke. And you can see it's littered with impact craters, many of which are full of burning debris, letting off plumes of smoke and ash. And you see this dark river, the River Styx, cutting a path across this blasted landscape. It's flowing directly beneath the city, as you already know. But as you approach it, you can see that there are things floating in the river. There appear to be, it looks like barges of some kind, with monsters on them. They look like demons. And they're being assailed by squadrons of winged creatures, probably devils. And you can see these ordered ranks of devils on the ground as well, clashing with the chaotic hordes of demons here and there, particularly along the river to the northeast. And some way up the river, you can see, this legion of devils fighting this horde of demons, and you see, sort of standing far taller than any of these fighting monsters, this terrifying pit fiend. You recognize it as a pit fiend. Some of you saw an image of a pit fiend on the wall hanging on the picture in Thabius Krieg's office, and it's wearing a giant helm and clutching a battle standard, and shouting some words probably in Infernal. It's a bit hard for you to hear from here, and kind of directing some of these troops to move forward and fight with these demons. And I have a handout of this creature. Looks like this.
Whoa.
Although it's holding a battle standard. And wearing a helm. But it's approximately like this. But this is some way to the north of where you are. And you can also hear this shouting and screams and the clashing of weapons coming from the south as well. But you don't see anything directly below you, but as you come closer to the ground, which is relatively close to this river, to where the River Styx is. The River Styx is some way behind you. You can see approaching you these burning, what look like burning barrels full of maybe tar or oil or something. And the wind down here is howling through this area. And you can see what looks like shacks made of trash of some kind, metal pieces of rubbish and debris, and leather tents and things. And you see meteors flying through the sky as always, and kind of crashing into the landscape here and there in the distance. And it's very hot. It's even hotter down here than it was when you were in Elturel. And it's very dim as well. It's basically, it's like a permanent dusk down here. And because of the shadow of Elturel that's being cast over this whole area, it feels like it's almost night down here. And there's these seared, charred craters everywhere. And you are able to kind of land in amongst these tents and shacks. And you can see, as you're landing, creatures here and there kind of ducking between these structures. But luckily you land in a position where there is no one immediately near you. And even though devils have dark vision, Lulu can kind of whisper and remind you that they're still more vulnerable to being snuck up on in low light, as anyone is with dark vision, although it doesn't come into play mechanically very often. And this would be the reason for these burning barrels and whatnot. She also whispers to you that despite how hot it is in Avernus, devils are always uncomfortable. They're always suffering. And it's thought that they might be drawn to fire, and that maybe it even comforts them in some way. And so yeah, you land in amongst these structures. Maybe Lulu can also kind of whisper to you as you're kind of standing here, picking yourselves up. What's Kensei doing at this point?
Like, Kensei just like feels like ground. Like, it kind of like splits his hand so that reveals one eye, quickly glances, removes his hand. Okay. Oh. Just sigh of relief after finishing that.
And yeah, Lulu, maybe she also whispers to you as you're kind of peering into these structures that it's said that one of the ways that devils suffer is that although they desire rest, they are unable to sleep. Although they do go into a sort of a stasis, almost like an elvish trance. But they never feel peace in this stasis because they're constantly kind of tortured by terrible nightmares and horrific fantasies. And she surmises that maybe these tents and shacks are there to kind of protect against the wind and other weather conditions like acid rain, which is very common in Avernus. Or maybe for like wounded devils who are being healed by spellcasters. Or maybe there's you also surmise that perhaps there could be devil, commanders and high-ranking devils in there, perhaps drawing up plans and things. But anyway, you also see these trenches some way off, dug in the ground, and these metal spikes poking out of them in a direction facing away from Elturel. And you can see some way off through these structures that there are shadows lurking about. You can see with your dark vision that they appear to be devils that are kind of standing on guard. And maybe you can even overhear some of them talking. Maybe one of them says in Infernal, "Pit Fiend Lucille sends word that a demon force is approaching from the Contra Abyssward Way," and like points up the river. Which if going by Elturel's orientation, you'd recognize as like south or southwest, so like upriver is like the other way. What do you do?
Do we still want to go disward in Avernus?
I believe so, right?
Well, the other way is like back into the sticks, so I rather, let's just keep going disward.
Yeah, so the whole disward thing was referring specifically to Avernus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Disward.
So Fort Knucklebone, as Gargauth tells you, is disward from here, north in the Avernian wastes.
Okay. Let's stealthily move away.
Yay, my favorite.
It's okay. Pass Without Trace does last for an hour
Nice.
as well.
Up, down river.
And then I don't know if it's worth it to do, just because, it seems like there's a lot of guys here that I am afraid of. But if I cast Arcane Eye and had it be scouting out ahead of us, would then we be able to be sneakier because we can avoid people in advance? And it's just a tiny little eye floating there?
Does it have... It has a verbal component. Just,
Can I whisper that part really quietly?
No, to cast spells you need to chant in this reverberating voice.
Darn.
This strong, commanding, reverberating voice.
Even if I'm doing a little whisper.
It wouldn't work. You would be unable to conjure the
Darn.
magic with.
It's like a tiny, tiny eye.
Well, it is anyway. But yeah, even tinier. Like, where is it?
The mouse's eye for an arcane eye. That's.
While you're standing there not sure what to do, you hear these roars and shouts rise up downriver. And all of a sudden, there is a lot of movement. And many of these devils that you can see in the darkness standing around amongst these huts and tents and things, they begin moving towards the sound of these roars, and some kind of engagement occurs, and you can see, combat occurs, and you can see what looks like a horde of. You've seen mains and dretches several times by now that begin sort of running towards you because you're kind of standing near the bottom post of this chain, and you realize, that this chain would be a means by which these demons could climb up to Elturel, and that it must be that these devils are actually here to guard this post specifically. And you can see through the darkness this clash that occurs. You see many of these mains and dretches just die very quickly in vain attempts to drag down these devils so that stronger demons behind them can strike killing blows. And the devils are pushing back and seem kind of stronger and more organized, at least for the time being.
Go.
Yeah, I think we gotta go. We gotta go, but we're saying this very quietly.
We're gonna use the chaos and we're just gonna go disward. Just go.
Okay, so you just run into these tents and shacks, just run into them. Do you do anything?
Well, I feel like, slow. Gosh, I need to do my invisibility homework. Would that help us? It's been so long. I read it, I swear.
We're just gonna go around them. We don't want to go. We just want to
use
get out of here.
Yeah, let's scud on the edges and around the clash and around this encampment.
Time
Use
runs
the
between
chaos and
tents.
just get around them. Just let them deal with their own fights.
Okay, so if you're kind of trying to keep an eye out for where these creatures are and trying to get around them, maybe everyone give me an insight check.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, my favorite.
Before I ask for a stealth check. Because I guess in order for you to be stealthy, you need to have some idea of where you're trying to kind of sneak around. What's the DC going to be for this? I guess you all have dark vision. It's relatively easy to see. There's kind of a lot of chaos down here, a lot of smoke and ash. So maybe it's probably only 15. Just medium difficulty. What do we got? So 1 fail, 2 fail, 3 fails. Okay, I'll take an average. Ooh, 14. All right. Everyone give me a stealth check.
Still plus 10.
Ooh. Nice.
Mine's 38.
Yeah, mine would be the 30 with that.
38.
I love it.
He doesn't even we lose. Alina, we don't know where she is anymore.
Yeah, I'm just gone.
I'm actively holding her hand and I'm confused.
What is touching me right now?
So, unfortunately, I think that because, who got... Oh, Mahkah also failed the insight check. Mahkah, you were trying to be stealthy. Everyone else is trying to be stealthy. You're trying to keep an eye out, but you run directly into a creature that is running past at that time through these huts and things. You just like almost smack straight into it, and it just turns and looks directly at you, and it looks like a Spinagon, like a spine devil, and it turns and kind of rears up holding this trident. Its spikes kind of flex outwards a little bit.
Do we give it a surprise? Do we surprise it with our presence? And
Mahkah points behind him like, demon.
Minor illusion demon behind him.
Does minor illusion have a verbal component? It
piece of
doesn't.
fleece, no.
It doesn't. Okay. Yeah, you're able to do that. Mahkah, give me a performance check.
Performance check. He's been studied under the school of John Lamore.
My protege.
All right.
And then can I give it a 4 on its roll against that?
On its insight. Okay, it gets it has very low insight as well.
Nice.
And I think given the fact that you only failed the insight check, which I imposed upon you by 1 point, and you've got very high stealth, and Mark is pretty convincing, and there's an illusion of a demon, and Ethel is making this thing much stupider than it usually would be. It does turn and look towards this demon, and is distracted for a moment from Mahkah and runs towards this illusion of the demon, and you're all able to run through and kind of emerge from this area without being spotted again. And you head into what looks like a desert. And you're able to, there are kind of rocks and well, basically rocks here and there in this sort of cracked clay and sand terrain, and you're able to sort of duck between these rocks and sort of run between them and escape into the plains of Avernus.
Mahkah also says some words to the foundry gods. He's like failed every attempt today.
Dice Christ, what are you doing?
All right, but we avoided combat, and so. Chapter 3. Thanks to your efforts, the people of Elturel are no longer faced with the immediate threats of starvation or annihilation at the claws of Baphomet's infiltrators. With Ulda Ravengard and Rhea Mantlemorn in charge, you're confident they'll survive the coming weeks while Torm continues to make his case to Primus, holding the city aloft in defiance of Zariel's efforts to pull it down into the River Styx with her chains. The Devils protect what they hope will soon be an army of soldiers, fresh for the Blood War, preventing their obliteration by the demon hordes below, gridlocked in a protracted battle that could last weeks or even months. For now, at least, you feel you've bought some time. Time that can be used to look for a more permanent solution. If Jander Sunstar is correct, Lulu holds the key to finding the lost sword of Zariel, the one weapon that could destroy the Archduchess, or give you real leverage against her and allow you to force her to return Elturel to Faerun once and for all. You can only pray that Gargauth has been honest with you as you follow the imprisoned pit fiend's lead and head forth into the inhospitable wastes of Avernus in search of Fort Knucklebone. Somewhere out there are the archdevils who produce the Sunshine Drug, who corrupted Kensei's brother, Kindness, and continue to murder and enslave Mahkah's people in order to steal souls for themselves that might otherwise be considered property of Zariel's. Glaeoniral, Silvermoon, and Signora Canzone wait and hope to be saved in Elturel, while the Arch-Lector Maud Hatt remains at large. As for Mary Bell, she's somewhere out there, taken by the mysterious demon lord Ascentus and its flying dissenters.
Ooh.
A barren desert stretches out before you. The deep reds and golds of the fire-scarred and meteor-cratered landscape are shrouded in perpetual twilight, dimly lit by an unearthly orange glow that swells up from just below the horizon and gets lost in a blood-red sky, devoid of stars, suns, and planets. At the moment, that sky is full of ominous black clouds that roll overhead at high speeds. Searing winds buffet the party from all directions, reeking of brimstone and burning tar, and Lulu warns of the threat of acid rain.
Although, there are worse things even than that, she recalls. Sandstorms that strip the flesh, biting flies, giant hell wasps, swarms of vampire sturges, quicksand and bubbling tar pits, lava lakes, and wandering bands of monsters, not to mention the Avernian warlords.
The Avernian warlords, she tells you, are cruel and merciless gangs who fight to dominate the Badlands, driving huge iron-made war machines that roll on spiked wheels and are armed with raking scythes, wrecking balls, and harpoon guns. Even now, as you venture away from Elturel, you can see the evidence of past carnage. Piles of scrap metal, puddles of demon ichor, and the bones of devils and beasts litter the ground. Mortals were not meant for this place, and even the bravest of you feels afraid. And so, I just want to do a campfire check-in at this point, maybe before we take a break. I just want to go maybe in reverse character order this time. So starting with Mahkah. If you just want to say what you're thinking about at this point, maybe in terms of what you've achieved and what there is still to be done. And do you do anything as you head into the wastes with the party? Are you thinking about anything? Do you have anything to communicate with anyone in particular? Yeah.
Mahkah hasn't actually left Mahkah's mind. It's been played on the back of his mind for quite some time. It was just the distraction of how Terrell that his race is still being tortured somewhere and being harvested. It sort of never really left him, but just masked with other issues. So that's been playing up on him. And I would say if he feels uneasy, not really able to have that correlation with nature and the moon that he has a bond with. So that's starting to, I believe, he's sort of missing it and missing that connection. But he knows what he has to sacrifice to save or to help his race at Elturel. So that's outweighing that as well. So he's probably just sitting to himself and just contemplating those ideas and his next steps.
Yeah, no matter how hard he searches, he can't find any celestial bodies in the heavens at all. And yeah, that must be very disconcerting. Alright, Kensei.
It's been one hell of a ride, and it's with the events that unfold with Jander Sunstar, it actually kind of sit with him strangely more than he thought he would. It's sort of amusing to him that he had to go to hell to make this sinner sort of repent a little bit, maybe turning him into a saint if it actually unfurls the way he thinks it would. But it's just, I don't know, he didn't think he would, it's sort of the thing of I didn't think I would make it this far. Getting out of Avernus, and more specifically, onto the plains of, the first layer of hell. At least this quickly in his mind. Thought it would take a lot longer to do so.
He could have died on that fall. That could have been the last moment.
Could have died in the fall, could have died in the abyss, could have died, well, a lot of ways, really.
Yeah. From that door.
Yeah.
No doors here.
Alright. Jean Lamont.
Jael's gonna check in with Kensei. Make sure the fall wasn't too traumatic. Is you okay? Is you sure?
Let's not do that again.
We couldn't.
Okay. And maybe if Mahkah has talked about his missing the moon, Gel will bring out an old classic that he wrote once about, how beautiful the moon looks and how much it reminds him of his lovely Maribel. And he is so determined to find her in these planes, no matter how huge and terrifying they seem. And also to save Elturel, because otherwise they wouldn't have a nice home to go back to. So, yeah.
And as you play this song on your lute, you feel comfortable where you are, having kind of looked around and seen nothing but
good.
wind and dust, and you can hear this melody sort of echoing between the rocks and being eventually kind of swollen up by the wind.
It's a quiet song, don't worry. Not one of my rock hits.
All right, Ethel.
I think Ethel's still thinking about Maud a lot. Especially because she, escaped on a flaming horse? Is that what happened?
Yep.
To the sky, a dramatic exit. And it's this odd thing. She still really wants to help, but kind of ironically, she's choosing to help the many over going and just trying to do something for Maud, which is exactly the same choice that Maud thinks she's making. Which is very weird, very utilitarian. And so I think she's just kind of throwing herself a little bit into recording this whole journey as like a, what you originally said, like, an academic explanation of Avernus. And it's probably a little frantic and probably not very well done, because it's a pretty good distraction. And probably getting on Mahkah a little bit to be like, and so if you could just make a map that would be like, actually, they could go together so well.
One step ahead of you. I've already got the parchment out.
Well, you do have a map. You were given a map of Avernus. Whether
is
it's
it
still
updated?
accurate.
Is it a good map? Yeah.
Yeah, you don't know.
Yeah, and I think she just keeps considering trying to like send another message to Maud and be like, is it worth doing anything? And then I think she's probably wearing that cuff for Maud now, which is weird because it has like symbols on it, right? Of maybe of Zariel. I don't know. Probably an interesting thing to be wearing when you're actively working against Zariel.
Well, on the outside it has like symbols of Lathander, but yeah, on the inside it has a declaration of loyalty, I guess, to Zariel. The first stage in your gradual conversion.
Listen, she's utilitarian. It makes so much sense.
All right, and Alina.
I can definitely, I think, feel a bond with Mahkah and the fact of like the nature piece, because so much of her life has been revolved around the moon and her sister and how those transformations were like her piece to her. So not having that would be very strange, a very odd adaptation being down here. And then just the overall like thinking that like undead piece of things is very unnatural for elves, very like uncomfortable, because it's like undead is just not natural. We're meant to like die, move on, and then come back into a different state. So just never dying and being undead is very strange and uncomfortable. But also she lives for those experiences that like her past lives would never experience, and that is we've never been to hell. So experiencing that is like, it's like a mixed emotions of like, I don't want to be here, but this is something that's so fascinating and so different, and then with people who are not elves and mortal, kind of that same piece of like, it's an unnatural allies, but finding herself coming closer, like being close in bond with them and being like, how did I get here?
Yeah.
And then having that mixed, like, where it is trying to find her footing of being comfortable and then worrying about Elturel and actually caring about the mortals in it and coming to terms with being more than just that elf nature. Yeah.
I guess you take it similar to Mahkah as, what's the words, that you sort of rely on the moon, like you know it's going to be there. You take it for granted every day that there's going to be a moon at night, but now that's not there.
Yeah, and being a moon elf, that's like, it's built into like her core of like, it's her, like when you look at her, it's the pale dark, like the pale skin, dark blue like hair, like it's just her. So it's very odd.
Yeah, you definitely all feel disorientated.
Uncomfortable.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. And with that, let's take a 5-minute break, and then we can begin a hex crawl, which I've never done before, so it should be interesting.
Oh boy.
All right. I'll see you back here in 5 minutes.
Just a general question as well. Adrian, since we're at the campfire,
Yep.
can I roll one of my dice for a short rest?
Well, so you don't actually have an actual campfire. It was more that you're kind of walking into the wastes and I guess kind of walking along, thinking and talking and whatnot. So maybe we'll do if it's okay, if we'll maybe do this short rest as part of the hex.
We don't need to. Yeah. That's okay. I thought we were sitting around talking.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I was just calling it a campfire check.
Yep. A toolbox meeting.
Yeah, exactly. All right, fine. I was intentionally trying to establish the term campfire check.
A metaphorical campfire.
Yeah.
Of our hearts.
It was very heartfelt. That was a really good campfire check. I really enjoyed that. Okay. So, like I said, I've never done a hex crawl before, so I've kind of like worked out how to do this from various things on the internet and kind of making up some of it myself, and so I apologize in advance if it's a bit clunky. Well, I might have to like modify things as we go, but we'll all just kind of have to learn it together, I guess.
I was going to say, well, can you explain what a hex crawl is?
It's basically just a way of navigating a landscape, like doing like overland travel. But kind of gamifying it, and it involves a fair bit of randomness, and I don't know if this is going to be like your typical hex crawl exactly. Like, it was hard for me to find like recordings of people actually running one. I found like a fair bit of material, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it goes, and maybe it'll suck.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting as well, because in a campaign I'm about to run, there's going to be a section of a hex scroll that might be optional, so we'll see how this goes.
Yeah, I mean, if you have any tips, any feedback, I'd definitely appreciate it.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'll message you. Well, we'll figure this out.
Sweet. All right. So yeah, you head into the wastelands, and it's basically like permanently dim Alina. So if you ever choose to use your Shadow Blade, it's pretty much going to be doing that extra damage. Is it extra damage?
Advantage.
Advantage.
Just automatic. So that's going to help her immensely.
Perma sneak attack, even if I'm super far away and nobody's near it.
Awesome. Permanent sneak.
Yes. Let's go.
And so where are we in this particular location? You see what you could only describe as wastelands, the wastelands of Avernus. It looks like there's a lot of sand. It's a desert, but a lot of the ground is like littered with these like hard, sharp rocks akin to the sort of quartzes and obsidian of the material plane, and so the footing here can be quite treacherous. And I will start by rolling to see if there's any... Okay. So on a roll of 1, there is going to be an extreme weather condition.
Oh, God.
I don't know where my D12 is. I'll use this one.
Is this like an immediate extreme weather condition, or like we can see it coming from a while away? You know?
Well, in this case, it is just that it's extremely hot. It was hot underneath Elturel, but as you kind of emerge from the shadow and walk north disward, it becomes even hotter. And it gets to the point where it reaches like extreme temperatures that most of you probably have never experienced before unless you've spent some time in the desert. Kensei is probably the least affected by this, although the fact that you're wearing like some fairly heavy armor might kind of have an impact on it. What are you wearing? Splint armor? Yeah. But yes, it's just very hot. And yep.
Nothing.
Okay. And if we assume that you're moving towards the northern face of this hex that we're in, and this and this here is the party, then what you would do is basically decide the way in which you want to travel for the next 4 hours. And I have a handout, where am I? Here, which will list the activities that you can choose to do as you're traveling. So you can basically either choose, this is a watch. A watch goes for 4 hours, and you can basically either do an active watch, a rest watch, or a travel watch. And when you're traveling, you can move fast, normal, or slow. And so you can kind of look through here, and basically each of you picks like an activity to do as we do whichever watch that you choose.
I like it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wait,
Active travel.
The spell ability.
Okay.
Vendors make checks to avoid hazards. Oh, okay.
Mahkah's definitely leaning towards the surveyors to start with.
So maybe if we kind of work out like whether we want to be traveling or like kind of looking around, like doing some things before you kind of get off on your adventure, or Mahkah was feeling a little bit maybe in need of a rest, so you could do that as well.
Oh, look, that's fine. I thought we were having a rest when we were talking. That's all good. I'm happy to continue, yeah.
Basically, although there are no days and nights in Avernus, we'll do like 6 watches each 4 hours, and if you don't spend at least one of those watches resting, then you risk becoming exhausted, and you need to spend 2 of them in a row to take a long rest.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so okay. So maybe if we decide how fast we want to travel first, and then, like you mentioned, choose from those.
Yeah, if you just want to start traveling, probably makes sense to like head as far away from these devils and demons clashing with each other under Elturel. That makes sense.
I also I want to say, like, obviously we would have to fully stop to use it, but I do have Tiny Hut still, which is nice weather inside, and it does say it's transparent from the inside and opaque from the outside, so we could still see out. And then, so like, if we wanted to try to like travel quickly and then all take like a short rest at the same time, it might be a bad idea, but we could do it.
You definitely feel glad to have the swell tiny hut as you gaze around this barren landscape.
I was gonna say, if it gets way too hot, we can just go in the tiny hut until it starts to cool off.
No,
Inefficient.
we also do have the decanter of endless water, so if we need to, we could just cool ourselves by just putting some water on our head. Puts water on the heavy metal armor.
Navigator. So if we travel fast, away from this combat, and then we can decide to be assistant or pursuer or quarry.
Yes, yeah, I believe so. I think that's why.
Okay. And we can only choose one.
Pursuer and quarry are there for... Actually, that's one of the things that I'm most uncertain about is the chase mechanic, if you were to try to chase another group or if you were chased by another group. But those two are basically there specifically for that. So you can ignore them for the time being. So you just have assistant, navigator, and pack puller. You don't need pack puller. Basically, traveling quickly means that you have way less options, and you are also... You feel like, just from having experienced some travel in other planes, specifically Tyrell, that traveling quickly will make it difficult for you to kind of look around and spot other threats that might emerge.
So we definitely want to travel at a normal speed at this point.
Depending on what you're trying to do.
Yeah, well, it seems like fast is...
I think normal, because it's so far into us, at least normal.
Yeah, no, unless we're getting chased by something, then we'll definitely change our minds, but...
Okay.
But,
Okay, cool. So normal. And then... Ooh. So...
What does this defender says? You may also take this action to ensure you have one unlimited spell or ability activated. What does it mean by unlimited spell?
Where am I? Unlimited spell. I don't remember what I meant by that. Yeah, like a cantrip.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so something that otherwise you'd burn through your resources. But if you want to kind of walk along constantly casting Shillelagh, for example, so that if anything happens, you have Shillelagh ready.
You know, as soon as you said that, it made a lot of sense. Before that, I was like... I truly had no idea.
I forgot what the hell I meant as well.
So, depending on what y'all want to do, this is on theme for what Kenna is going to be wanting to do later in levels, but I will probably be sticking with Sentinel for the time being.
That's what I imagined when I created Sentinel.
I think I'll be assistant.
I do like the fact you put in pack puller and we're in the middle of hell and we don't really have anything like that. That's just kind of funny.
Not yet.
You never know.
Yeah.
Those little creatures were real cute. We could have had them by now. I don't remember what they were
Pulling them
a
along
long time ago.
Do I count as a pack animal?
Oh.
If we find more of you,
Lulu.
well.
Yeah, Mahkah will head towards the navigator path at the moment.
That is also what I expected when I created Navigator.
Falling into the mold.
Well, somewhat created, somewhat lifted from the internet.
Wait, we know where we're going with this Fort Knucklebone. Doesn't your map help with that?
map of shortcuts. Now, I just want to read that.
Well, also remember that you do have an actual map of... But yeah, whether or not it's accurate, you don't know, but...
I would laugh if we just map of shortcuts just like cuts through this, and they'll be just funny all that set up, and it's like
It's the whole thing.
we're through.
Yeah, before we head off, if it's in a roll, definitely like to try use the map of shortcuts.
Okay.
I can post it if you like.
So... Okay. So, firstly, as you're looking through the map of shortcuts, you have this sense that for some reason the magic of the map case has been affected by the energy of the outer planes, and it is harder for you to find that feeling of magical energy that would usually draw you towards the map when you locate it in there, the magic map that sort of materializes. So the perception check is 20 instead of 15 in Avernus. I apologize to Nerf the map case.
It's okay.
And wait, what did you actually roll?
I haven't rolled. Oh, sorry, I
sweet.
haven't rolled yet. What was it? A wisdom, perception.
check. So DC 20.
Can I cast guidance on myself?
Yeah.
Wait, you made a wisdom ability check. Is that different from?
It would be
it'd be
an...
the same. Oh, would it? Oh wait, let me have a look.
I mean, it is an ability.
Oh no, it's just like you just straight rolled an ability check. Not
Oh,
like
you didn't make a
perception.
perception check. I see. So we could add your perception, but it's probably not going to be...
Yeah. No, it's
It won't be more than 5, so...
No, it is. Oh, it's +7.
Oh. Wait, what am I thinking of? Oh, I'm just thinking of like... Okay, hold on. So...
So it'll be 7.
Perception.
But
Oh yeah, +7.
It's still. If you keep in that roll, it still won't make it.
And in 19, one off. One off! Alright. So, yes, you're unable in this moment to find a map that gives you an idea of how to take a shortcut.
Oh, we tried.
But which way do you want to go? Do you want to go... I guess we just go north. It kind of doesn't matter. But we're basically moving along this grid. So, let me see. What I'll do is I'll get everyone to do what they do for their action, and then we'll do Mahkah last on the navigation. So maybe if we just go in like player order backwards, starting with Warhammer, Kensei. Give me a perception check.
Sure.
Okay. So as you're walking along, you're being very observant. You're putting all of your energy into keeping an eye out and keeping your ears out. Get your ears out.
Get on a swivel, boys.
Alina.
Okay. Do I just roll, you said?
So you pick one of these other than Sentinel.
Scout.
Okay, so
probably.
Scout. So
I was going to assist with that unless Jean Lemore was going to assist with that. So I wasn't sure where that assist would go.
yes, I think
We can both assist, yes?
No, you can only assist one other character for the duration of the watch. Wait.
Oh, okay.
Hold on.
Oh, so one of us could have done Kenway and one of us could have done Alina.
Right.
Well, because the assist
okay.
will just give you advantage anyway, so it won't.
Yeah.
You can't double up on that. Okay. And so we'll say Ethel is also scouting. The only thing is that you can only scout because you're walking along through this desert if your dex is higher than the average dex of the party.
Oh yeah, I think that's gonna be only her.
So I don't. Well, Ethel has 14 dexterity actually. 18.
I'm a dexterous old lady, okay.
Let me take an average. What do we got? 18 plus 14.
Guess I should have increased my dex by 2.
14. Dexterity 10. Kensei's not very dexterous. And 13. Okay, so it's like 14.
Oh,
so
that's fine.
Ethel, you can do that.
Oh, sure, okay.
It says higher than the average dex of the party. It would actually be like 13.8. I don't know. I think that's all right. You can do that. Okay. So, Alina and Ethel, you kind of run out ahead of the group into the wind to try to look for a means of, seeing if there's anything ahead, seeing if there are any dangers, any threats out there. So, Alina, give me a survival check with advantage.
Oof, gonna need it.
16. Okay. All right. So you identify that ahead there are some rocks and some areas of the ground that seem particularly dangerous, difficult to travel over. But you can see what looks like a sort of a natural crease in the landscape where you might be able to travel a little bit below the wind somewhat, and it's a little bit safer. Maybe it would be a little bit harder to be spotted if you head in that direction. And so you succeed in giving the navigator advantage on the check. But that's in the next watch. My bad. So maybe I'll just note that down. Advantage in next watch. Okay. And then Jean Lemore. You can assist anyone except for the navigator.
There's no one left.
Do I have to do a perception check for hostiles?
Yes.
Just checking.
Check to detect hostiles with advantage.
Okay.
Wait, so this is... Let me think. Do you do that automatically? Because it says with advantage. Like I said, guys, it's going to take me a little bit of time to kind of get used to this. I apologize if it's moving at a snail's pace. I think what that is saying is that because you've succeeded, when you make the perception check, you can make it at advantage.
Okay. I didn't know if it was like I'm checking ahead of where we're going. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not even sure
to make
myself.
sure we're not gonna follow a path and then run into something. So I'm checking to make sure the path we're taking. So I'm checking the path and then checking that the path is clear, so that we can go forward.
I think that makes sense.
And
I've said against this avoid DC. So you get a 16, and I will say that with the 16, I guess it does make sense that you do it now because you're scouting. So with a 16, you kind of look through this hazy landscape as far as you can. You don't see anything moving other than just the dust and the smoke. So you feel like, and you don't hear anything, so you feel like there's probably nothing ahead. All right.
And then I guess the next time we run into something, we add. If I passed, we get a group stealth check, and then we add 1d4.
Yeah. So you did pass.
Okay. All right. Cool.
All right. So Mahkah.
So I was just reading this. The second point in the navigator, it says make -5 due to fast speed.
Oh, ignore that.
Yeah, I was going to say that's in all of them. That's in fast, normal, and slow.
Oh, yeah, ignore that.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah, I'll fix that. So yeah, just make a regular survival check, but it's a disadvantage because there's no sun, no stars, and of course, as you know, no moon, and you can't use your spinning compass. The heat doesn't affect the difficulty of this. But yeah, give me a survival check.
Disadvantage.
Oh, but because of the scout... Oh no, that's on the next watch. Okay, yeah. So survival check at disadvantage.
Can I use guidance on myself?
Yes.
Okay.
I think so. You can this time, until I later decide that I don't like it. Okay. 26. You feel pretty confident, especially with the information that Alina's given you, Alina and Ethel, as they... Oh no, again, that affects the next one, not this one. But you feel pretty confident anyway. And you're able to progress forward to here. Wait a minute. Let me just see what speed you're moving at.
Was that normal?
It's
normal
10 miles, so you're able to actually progress to here. What were you gonna say, JL?
I didn't say do anything.
Oh, sorry, you were helping someone.
Yeah. Can I be a defender instead?
So you could help Kensei.
But he's already had his turn, no?
Yeah, I mean he already made the perception check, but you can give him advantage. He got 19, but otherwise, yeah, of course you can be a defender instead.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean to skip you.
That's okay. Cool. And my cantrip would be Vicious Mockery to take activated immediately prior to combat. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I was thinking that it would be something that is activated rather than cast on a creature, because a creature you won't see until the combat begins.
Oh, okay.
So it's not like you can kind of walk along just casting vicious. I mean, you could. You just like walk along, just go like, "Fuck you!"
Yeah. Might give us
rock. Stupid rock.
Fuck you,
I
rock.
mean, when did you get Tourette's?
I think
To rats.
to rats. I think rules. That wasn't what I intended. I think you probably can't do that.
I see. Okay. Well then, I'll just be at advantage if we get attacked.
Okay.
All right, sorry, Anna. I think we got confused in the middle there.
It's okay.
All right. Cool. So you reach the edge of this hex, and this is where are we? Where am I? Hex G4. As you kind of follow this path that Ethel and Alina found, where the wind is not sort of pummeling you quite so badly, and don't feel like you're going to trip over on any of these rocks, because of the extreme heat, everyone needs to make a con save. It says at the end of every hour, which is interesting. So everyone give me 4 con saves.
Oh.
That's kind of intense. I might change that. Let's just say 1 con save for now.
If the heat's going to be such an issue as well, can Mahkah soak like a Hessian sack that he has and just wrap it around his head and his neck?
Yeah.
I was also gonna say the fact that we're doing with extreme heat. I think because of the fire resistance that tiefling have, they have a immunity to like hazards due to the heat. Right?
Yes. Yep. You will automatically succeed on the saving throw. Actually, resistance or immunity to fire damage, and the DC is quite low. It's actually really low. But I'm thinking, this thing I didn't write, but I'm thinking like, do we just roll it 4 times? It says once every hour. Everyone give me another 3.
Is it like the condition of if they fail the check, it's like they get a level of exhaustion?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, everyone give me another 3, and if anyone gets DC lower than 5, let me know. Let's just do it that way for now, and then I'll have a look at it, because it's a bit like clunky to just be constantly rolling.
Yeah, no, I
also,
had this,
that means I get to roll dice.
That's true. That's true.
No, trust me, I understand where you're coming from, because I had the same issue when I ran, ran a modified version of Icewind Dale.
Oh,
yeah.
Good lord.
Oh.
Yeah, I tried to I pulled some of this stuff in, but then I was trying to kind of also convert it to make it a little bit simpler the way it works, so I'm probably still going to head in that direction, so I might revisit this, but yeah. For each hour, the DC even increases by 1 for each hour. But let's ignore that for now. Okay, so Kensei is not affected, and Mahkah, you can have like a +1 on each of your rolls. And yes, if anyone who failed, you gain a level of exhaustion for each fail.
Not good.
And it's below 5.
Yep. 5 or lower.
Oh, 5 or lower. Shit.
Oh, actually, sorry. The DC is 5. Meat beats. So, sorry. 4 or lower.
Meat beats you.
I think everyone passed.
All right. Nice. Nobody is exhausted.
No, I what's funny is I ran like a slightly modified version of this because like it was going to take a long time for travel, and DC was a little bit worse, but there was ways to like get around it a little bit better for people. And do you remember Soul Man?
Yeah.
He has the worst luck I've seen because on one of those travels he got up to level 3 exhaustion under a couple days of travel.
Yeah, fuck. Well, I mean, I guess it just like forces you to rest, but then yeah, you have to rest like 3 times in a row to get rid of like 3 levels of exhaustion. Like
yeah, and you can't, and that, in this campaign we can't even do that in a row because we have to wait 24 hours.
True.
So, yeah, we have to either keep walking.
Some things to think about.
Yeah. He had the worst luck in that campaign, I swear.
But yeah, so some of you are feeling you're all feeling okay, even though this heat is really bearing down on you. And as you continue on through this desert, you cross into this area where the ground begins to turn a different shade. It begins to become coated in this what looks like an increasingly thick layer of ash of some kind, very black ash. And this ash, as you're walking through it, kind of gets thicker and thicker until you're sort of almost shin deep in it, walking through this ash. And it varies in depth between about 6 to 18 inches. And yes, at this point, you've been traveling for, you think, approximately 4 hours. So we do it again. You can choose whether you want to. We can also just kind of repeat what we were doing before.
Oh, but if we travel for 2 watches in the same day, that's no good.
If you travel for more than 2, then it's like a forced march.
I see. More than 2. Okay. Shall we keep
You're
going?
You're gonna be at this for a while. Ooh.
And I'll just see if the heat ends. The heat, it continues to be extremely hot.
Oh, jeez. I think I'll do a marker.
Okay. I think if you're going to do that, you'll need to use probably both of you will need to use a... oh no, sorry, you've got endless water. You don't need to use anything.
Yeah.
Yep.
Should I use a Hessian sack?
No, I mean, you're just making it wet.
Yes.
I feel like that's fine.
Okay.
Alright, so what do you guys want to do? Do you do the same thing again?
I'll repeat.
Can
Okay.
I assist Kensei this time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so everyone roll what they need to roll, and then let me see. Yeah, let's just everyone do it together, and we'll see how difficult that is to handle. Except for Mahkah, if you're going to navigate, you need to go last.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
I meant to do that with advantage.
Whee.
Nice.
all right. Okay. So, I gotta roll a couple of dice.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Alright. Okay, so with Alina acting as the sentinel. Oh, sorry. Alina was scouting ahead with Ethel. So Alina, give me a survival check. Okay, so you've given me the survival check. You got 22. Okay, so again, just keep in mind that you will give Mahkah advantage on the next navigation check, and so Mahkah will have advantage on this one from the last success. So just note that down.
Fantastic.
And can remind us. And did you also make a perception check? Oh, survival was 19. Yep, perception check 22. Okay. As you and Ethel run out, out ahead of the party, you actually spot something moving about in the desert. And what did I roll? What was the third one? Okay. Which direction did you scout out when you ran out from the party to scout around?
I'm guessing we were still going north, right?
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense that you would.
Okay. I was like, I'm guessing I'm just hoping I'm going north.
Okay. I guess we'll say, I think that, I don't know if it will require you to kind of specify which direction now that I'm thinking about it anyway. That would just make things a bit bullshit. So we'll say that you can kind of scout out sort of and do like, you sort of move around the party to sort of look in all different directions. You're scouting, right? You're kind of like seeing what is out there. As you're doing this, you see something moving. You see behind the party something that appears to be following. And it's some way back, but it looks like one large creature. Ooh, with three. Well, I guess there's like three or four large creatures that are following you.
Oh.
And I guess you're able to kind of begin heading back to warn the party, but it will take you a little bit of time to kind of get back to them.
I do have a message, so I don't know how far out we are, but...
And you don't have to see, and you can target somebody if you're familiar with it, right?
I think so. Toward a creature within range. That's all it says.
Yeah. that seems good. You can definitely use message. Who do you notify?
Probably Kenway, so he's prepared to hit someone real hard.
Okay. So Kenway, you know that the party is being followed by 3 or 4 creatures. Not quite sure what they are. And what was everyone else's? So Kensei, you were... Okay, so you were also keeping an eye out. Actually, so Kensei with an 18, you would also have kind of spotted something in the distance behind. So you would already be aware that there's something coming. But Ethel, I don't think you would necessarily know that anyway. So you can kind of still communicate to Kensei, but Kensei is well doubly aware now, so he can... What do you do, Kensei? Might be on mute.
Can't hear.
Right?
Still.
Sorry, I accidentally fiddled to muted. Like, I respond back, yeah, I see him. Fuck, people, we got a tail. Big one.
How far away does they look?
Well,
How many clicks away, Kensei?
well, if going by sheer distance, if they're small, they're pretty far away. If they're big, oh fuck.
Or if they're big and far, we're fucked.
So they're pretty small.
If they're big and far, well, it's been an honor fighting alongside you.
You feel like they're quite a long way off.
Okay. What should we do? Hide or fight?
And let me know
Well,
if anyone
maybe-
else was doing a watch activity which they feel is relevant at this point. Otherwise, just keep in mind what you were doing for when it comes into play.
If you Kensei, if you want me to cast Pass Without Trace, I won't leave tracks and we can continue. Maybe Zik and Zag
Yeah, let's see if
to
we
lose
can
that tail.
outmaneuver these fucks. Maybe, I don't know.
So we also have make group advantage checks against DC, like the avoid DC for you, Kensei, and mine. We have 1d4 added to our roll.
But that's
avoid DC
for the
too.
next an encounter that might occur in the next watch.
Yeah,
'Cause
well, I
you're-
passed the last one too, though, right? So
Oh,
we
yeah,
have
you
it
did.
on this one
You
and
did.
the next one.
Nice. Okay. Correct.
I wrote it down so I didn't forget.
Yeah. Good. Please,
it's
please
on
do
this
that because
paper.
I have no idea what's going on.
I was like, I got this. It's on the paper. I'll cross it out once we use it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we use Pass Without Trace because they can't track us.
All right.
Yeah, let's try to see if we can lose them.
Okay, so you can cast Pass Without Trace. And if you want to try to lose them, everyone give me a stealth check.
With 1d4?
So,
Plus 10. Like,
And
plus
10.
10. And, okay.
and the D4 is... Everyone adds the D4 as well.
So we have 1.
So should I just do that in the situational bonus thing? Is that how that works?
Yep.
1 plus 1d4? Okay.
Yeah, you can just type like plus 1d4. And
Technology is
the...
cool.
I
The
didn't
reason
type
you're
in
even
plus 10.
you're able to make the stealth check in the first place is because so Kensei was watching, and also does the scouting actually group may make okay, so this was because specifically because Kensei noticed it, and I suppose because Ethel messaged into Kensei's mind. Alright, with those sorts of rolls you are able to kind of zigzag as you put it through this area and move through this ashen landscape. And as you kind of keep an eye back behind you, sort of hoping that that Ethel and Alina will catch up to you, you do feel that you can sort of move out of eyesight from these creatures. And the ash on the ground, looking back, it looks like Well, I don't know, is it concealing your footprints? You're probably leaving these sort of trails through the ash as you're moving through it.
It says, you leave no I believe it says...
Oh, sorry, because of pass without a trace, you leave no trace.
No tracks or traces, yeah.
So this magic causes the ash to sort of go back to just as if it were undisturbed, and you're able to get away from whatever these creatures are. You think that you've succeeded in escaping from them.
Nice.
And so you're moving at a normal speed. So we now move into this hex up here. And I'll move us to, let me see. Oh man.
We
All
are
right.
going to be at this for a while.
Bear with me.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get faster as we all like, get used to doing it. And maybe I'll make some modifications as well if it becomes too laborsome, of course. Okay.
Is that the full movement? Sorry?
Yes.
Okay.
So at a normal... Go ahead.
I was just gonna say aid has ended for anyone who has it. So.
Okay. Yeah, so it's another 4 hours of travel, and you move 10 miles. Actually, sorry, Mahkah, you still need to give me your navigation check.
Okay, yeah, with advantage from
Yeah.
Alina. Survival.
Yes.
Yes.
Nice. No worries there. Okay. And as you pass through this landscape with this ash everywhere, you begin to notice that there are what appear to be these dead trees kind of sprouting out from these ashes. It looks like wood, but there's no leaves or anything on them. It looks like they've been long dead. And as you kind of approach them and touch them, they look even like they're petrified. It's just this kind of forest of dead, petrified trees amongst this ash. And you continue through here, and the landscape begins to become more hilly. Yeah. And that takes you another 4 hours. But you feel like you're still on track. So what do you do now?
Rest?
We should rest.
I can ritual cast Tiny Hut if we find like a little private place to be in. I kind of don't want to put like a magical weird dome in just like, you know, the middle of some empty space. So there's like a cool rock we could be near.
Yeah, you can search around. I don't know, there's not any rocks in the area that you can see, just these trees everywhere.
Are there fallen branches that we could...
You don't see any fallen branches on top
Camouflage?
of the ash. Maybe if you want to look for some kind of place to hide, maybe Ethel, give me a perception check.
Okay. I mean, I
And
guess we'll do
this-
it anyway, even if we can't, but...
Is this a long rest that you want to take?
I guess, do we need one? Like, no one's exhausted, right, or anything, so it's like, we can keep...
We're just kind of like making sure that we don't like proc the forced march because we have to, is when you spend more than 2 watches traveling in one day.
So in that case, you might want to take an active watch, which would allow you to kind of do some things other than travel.
So the tiny hut, I think the active watch still has us, we're still stopped in the same place, right? But we can do things?
Yes.
Okay. Because I think the tiny hut, you can pass in and out of it just fine.
Yeah.
As long as I'm not too far from it and stuff. So I can cast it and we can still be doing stuff. But there is a dry, comfortable space for us to be as well. So the heat wouldn't affect us anymore.
Okay. The heat. Forgot about the heat.
Wait, no, don't let me remind you of things. That's not my intention.
All right. We'll say that the heat isn't a problem. Wasn't a problem for anyone during that round of traveling. But what do you all want to do during this active watch in that case? Unless you're resting. Up to you.
Mahkah would definitely like to take out his maps, even with the original map from Sylvira's, to use the surveyor activity to work out where we're headed, what's up.
All right.
Where best travel, yeah.
Give me a survival check.
Oh, we're doing that now. Sorry, what's the check for?
Well, okay, so surveyor is you kind of looking around and seeing if you can find like a vantage point. So not so much like a mapping thing. I'm not sure.
Okay, yeah, I thought that was just you get advantage on your next check. That's all good. Sorry, give me a moment.
So yeah, if you want to use the surveyor activity, that would mean that you would, you're looking for a vantage point.
Okay, and survival?
Let me see. Let me have a look at my thing on surveyor. Yeah, give me a survival check.
Now, Alina, you might have to recall. Did you have advantage on your second one as well?
Yes.
Okay. So
But I think
the previous one was from the first time.
But that would apply to a navigation check that you do on this.
Okay.
Yeah, so specifically for navigating.
Okay. Okay. No, it's just normal.
But the DC is like 12. Oh, nice. So you search around for a vantage point, and you find one of these trees that is large enough and stable enough that you feel like you might be able to climb it, and it's fairly tall, so you feel like you can do that to get a look into the distance. Do you wish to do that? Okay.
Yeah. Why not?
Okay. Give me a strength check. See if you can climb up this tree.
Oh, can I assist? Sorry, I just realized that I could do that.
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
you can use the assist activity to give
Push.
Yeah,
Give him a boost.
like a boost. Yeah.
So short.
Like it's all. Sorry, strength.
Sorry, athletics. I do it every time.
Athletics. Sorry. Okay. Athletics.
Nine.
Okay, what did you do to piss off Dice Christ? What did you do?
That's a tough day in office today.
As you're
My headset.
climbing up this tree, you realize it's not quite as solid as you thought. Gendarme kind of gives you a boost up, and you reach up for this branch, and you grab onto it, but the branch just cracks and comes off the tree, and you fall backwards and land on your shell on the ground, and you take...
Can I make a snow angel, an ash angel in the ash as well?
You just take 1 bludgeoning damage. And then you can lie there and make a snow angel. Although because it passed without a trace, no matter what you do, it just doesn't form the snow. No, wait, how long does it last?
Nothing's going my way. Like, even his own spells are against him today. I gotta look it up. I got too many pop-ups.
So because of that, you are unfortunately unable to give the navigator advantage on the next navigation check. But the thing is, you would not be able to do the navigation. So let me see, advantage on the next navigation check. I believe that would mean that because you were doing the surveying, that you couldn't actually yourself now do the navigation. But it doesn't matter because you fail anyway. Alright, what's everyone else doing? You can also just do nothing.
I think that's what Mahkah needs to do next.
I guess I'll just go again.
Okay.
I can assist with that again, I think.
All right. So you kind of head out away from the party and do some rounds.
Oof.
Navigation DC is 12.
Actually, maybe that doesn't work because I can't do tiny huts areas, so that's a lie. I don't assist, maybe.
So tiny hut. Tiny hut's not concentration.
It just says if you leave its area, the spell ends.
Right. Okay.
So it's like a tiny hut specific thing.
Oh well, it's all right. You didn't need advantage to get the 12.
Okay.
Okay. So you don't see anything while you're scouting.
Oh, that's this roll though, right? Because the first one is
Oh right. Okay.
finding a path, and the second one is checking for stuff.
Okay, sweet. Yes. Okay, so right, so you think you can see like an easy way forward, where some of this ash on the ground is a little bit lower, and it looks like it's less. Maybe you're kind of moving in between some of these hills that are rising up on either side of you, and so the navigator gets advantage on the next check. And you also don't see anything definitely with a 21. You don't see any creatures about. You feel pretty confident that you've lost those creatures that were following you. Does anyone else do anything?
I'll just keep remaining to be a sentinel as we're all like taking a breather in this little tiny hunt thing.
Okay, give me a survival check.
Perception?
Sorry, perception check.
Yep. And no one is assisting this, correct? Just making sure.
I mean, I can. That'd work, I think. So we're sitting here.
Twiddling thumbs.
Well, you don't notice anything.
We're just chatting in the tiny hut. We get distracted.
Good thing I'm outside doing work.
Yeah. There's like stacks of books everywhere, and I'm just like, so this one, and you're just so frustrated that you can't watch.
He's actually drinking on watch.
Look, passes out.
Because the alcohol tastes absolutely horrid.
This one is about this, like, big fight that happened. Like, just so long and aggressive.
Why me?
All right, and I think so. Jean Lamore, you were helping, so that doesn't leave anyone to do the navigating, but that's okay because you're just sitting here. So another 4 hours go by, and what do you want to do? Wait, hold on. So the heat, you're not traveling in the heat, so I don't think that's an issue. Yes, you're not moving around in this heat, so you're able to kind of... especially in the tiny hut, sorry. So that's definitely no issue. Okay, so another 4 hours goes by, you think. And the environment doesn't change. Let me see if the heat goes away. The heat just seems to carry on as it is. What do you do?
There's actually a quick question. Does Lulu participate in any of these checks?
I think I'll just say no, because it's just
okay.
Even harder. Even slower.
So,
Go ahead. I was just gonna say, at least the only check I could see Lulu doing is maybe an assist, but that's it.
Yeah.
I can help.
I guess just assume she's helping whoever she can.
so then we have 24 hours in one day. We've spent 12 hours. We spent half of that time now. And so we have 3 more watches in the day.
Correct.
Correct? Okay.
Yep.
Um,
and you probably want to rest, do a long rest for 2 of them. But you don't have to. So you can, active, travel, or rest.
Ooh.
Probably keep going, and then we'll do another rest. Or set up for a long rest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Yeah, let's just try it again.
Okay, so I'm thinking what we do with this one for now is we just assume that we make similar rolls. Let me think. Does that make sense? Until I think about this, everyone give me another crack at what they were trying to do. Unless anyone wants to change to a different role, we can just do the same thing.
Well, someone needs to navigate now.
Well, so you kind of have to move.
No,
you can navigate when you choose to move, I think. Or is there a navigation in the actual active? Is there a navigator there?
No.
Yeah. So it's only when you're traveling that you need to navigate.
Oh, I thought we were traveling. Okay,
Oh no,
that's good.
we can only travel twice.
Yeah, so if you travel again, it'll be like a forced march, and then you
Oh, okay.
got to make a con save against exhaustion. So everyone give me their rolls again, and maybe what I'll do is I'll give you the two main DCs. I'll try that. So the detect DC.
Oh,
Wait, that's not
Ethel,
gonna
you're
work,
probably
is it?
helping me, right?
I can't
Mahkah
do
will
that.
help someone.
You can
Assist.
survey, I thought, but
Okay, so Alina and Ethel. Oh no, Ethel can't help you because she can't go away from the tiny hut.
So if I'm resting, I can't help you, but Mahkah said he would.
Oh, sorry.
I can assist.
Okay. You don't see anything. You don't spot anything on the horizon.
that's our path, though, right? I think. And then this one's detection.
Okay, so we can say that the path maybe is still. Yeah, you've still got the path, and yeah, you don't detect anything. Doesn't seem to be anyone around. Still not being followed. And Jean Lamont.
Okay, so I guess I'll forage. Sorry, I should have said.
That's all right. Okay, forage. Give me a survival check.
Okay.
As you look around in this incredibly inhospitable environment for
Ooh.
food or water. 20. Nice. Alright. So...
Just in general, because JR has a keen sense of smell, would that affect the roll? No, seriously.
Yeah, you can use, because you're trying to, I guess, like, kind of sniff out. So what does it do? It just gives you advantage? Keen sense of smell?
Yeah, let me have a look. Keen senses. Advantage on wisdom checks that involve hearing or smell. Just post it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like pretty, it's still, there's just the smell of ash and brimstone in the air. But yeah, you can, give me a roll with advantage. We'll just see what the outcome is.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry, I just meant another roll, but that's okay. We can use the one on the left. Okay, 16. You kind of rummage through this ash and look behind some of these trees and things, but you don't find anything that appears edible.
Darn.
Alright. Was there anyone else?
I think I was just doing a sentinel.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Whoa!
Nice.
Help with that one. Oh, I don't need to. Never mind.
Yeah, cool. Okay. Alright, you keep an eye out as well, but you don't see anything, and nothing else occurs during this watch. The heat still does not subside. What do you do next?
Now we can travel again, and we'll be fine.
Your microphone's gone funny.
2 more.
Reagan.
Oh, okay. We'll check.
It's kind of muffled.
Yeah, it sounds like it's...
Is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
I switched my headphones and it switched it to trying to listen through my headphones.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we need to take we need to do 2 more watches before the day ends and we can travel again. And so I guess we should probably take a long rest or something.
Oh, I thought there had been a break between the 2 marches. Okay.
Yeah, if you travel for more than 2 watches in a day at all, then you're doing a forced march.
Oh, okay. So we should have been just resting then.
No, I mean you can do 2
matter.
active watches and then do 2 long rests. Like 2 rest watches will be a long rest, and then it's like the new day sort of thing.
Okay. Alright.
Alright. So, if you rest, I will first roll to see if there's any encounters during this rest. Alright, and what does everyone do during the rest?
Okay. Long rest. You must take this action for 2 consecutive watches.
So we have to take 4 watches in a day, so it would make sense if half of us were resting and then the other half wasn't.
Yeah.
Wait, we have to do...
So
If you don't take a long rest in the day, though, then you'll begin to become very tired.
I can stay up for... I don't have to rest for 2.
Yeah,
I can just rest for 1 and do a watch on the other.
Yep.
I think what Ethel was saying was like during those times previously, we could have had like half the party doing activities while the other half was taking a long rest and then switch over.
Oh yeah. Oh, sorry. Yes, I see what you mean. Yeah, you can do that. You also, when you take a long rest, I put in here that you can rest for 9 hours, which means that you can do 3 watches during a rest. As in, not watches, as in like... as in just, like, you can take turns with people being on guard. But I guess the problem with that is that you can't do anything when you're doing that. I didn't really think that through. So yes, maybe that doesn't make sense. Take this action for 2 consecutive watches. Yeah, maybe I'll have to modify that as well. Note to self when watching this later. I'm thinking like... Yeah, maybe while you're doing this long rest, if you spend some of the time kind of on the lookout, you can do the sentinel activity, but maybe you'll have some disadvantage or something like that. Might have to think about that. But we'll say for now that, yeah, you, if you want to do this kind of 9 hours rest, you can each take turns watching, and maybe we'll say, what order do you rest in?
I'm okay just to continue keeping up this track record of vigilant watch.
I was gonna say, since I scouted and I know there's nothing around for a while, I know it's safe to rest first.
Okay.
Or like decide like, okay, who should rest first to be awake if something does attack us. So like Kensei and I should probably sleep first. I'll be awake after 1 watch.
Okay.
And then we can also all keep watch from inside the dome, because it's transparent from the inside. So you can't just peek out. So there is like obviously still a risk of like, we don't want to leave the dome and get attacked, but I don't think we can be bonked in our sleep.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, you might be spotted, but yeah, you can certainly keep a watch from in there. I'm definitely going to have to revisit this long rest aspect of it. But maybe Yeah, maybe just give me, just for now, until I improve this mechanic, maybe just everyone give me a perception. Let's just do a group perception check. And maybe Alina with advantage. Okay. You don't see anything during the night, or at least during the next 4 hours, and you don't know whether the heat is subsiding or not because you're within this tiny hut. For the next watch, Alina, do you do anything or go anywhere, or what do you do? While everyone else is sleeping.
Probably wouldn't go anywhere because nobody'd be awake to come rescue me if I got into trouble. So I'll behave. I learned my lesson about running ahead.
For now.
I'll probably take the defender action. So I have advantage on initiative, and I'm first to attack in combat.
Okay, so you can kind of maybe emerge from the hut in order to do that and sort of stand at the ready, because it will prevent you from waking anyone up.
Okay.
So you've kind of got to, I imagine, be in a position where if anyone attacks, you're like ready to go. You've got all your armor and your gear ready, your weapons ready. And yeah, then you would gain advantage on initiative and your first attack. Yeah, okay. And for the second watch, does anyone do anything different? Maybe everyone give me a perception check again, just until I work that out.
Mahkah would be resting.
Okay.
Or did you still want that perception check?
Yeah, let's just do a group perception check, just because I realize the way that I've set up the sleep thing doesn't make sense.
No problem.
Maybe I'll have to remove the concept of a long rester or something and kind of, I don't know, I'll have to think about it. Okay,
I love the fact couples perception rolls have been getting the natural 20s.
Even while Kensei is asleep with one eye open, he doesn't see anything, he's quite certain. Alright, and nothing else occurs, and you wake up from your long rest, and you feel rested, so you can all take a long rest. Like an actual long rest.
Yeah, recover 2 hit points.
And you can look through from the inside of the tiny hut. It probably disappears. How long does it last?
That's my point and roll. It lasts, I think, for 8 hours, but since it's a ritual, I could cast it twice since we were here for so long.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, because you can, at least the way it currently is, you can sleep for 9 hours, you could certainly do that, I guess, do another ritual. But yeah, you can sort of emerge from this tiny hut, and you find that it is cooler. The heat seems to have dissipated somewhat. It's still hot, it's still hell, but you no longer feel that it's quite as oppressive, and maybe some of the wind that's coming through here kind of cools you a little bit. And feeling refreshed, you think you can see, as the wind's died down and maybe some of the clouds have parted a little bit, it's just slightly lighter. You think you can see kind of further to the north that these ashlands end where they kind of head into this mountainous region. What do you do?
Pray to Torm that we find this fort before we die of starvation. I will resume my watch as Sentinel, trying to watch over, making sure nothing jumps us again.
Okay, and are you actually traveling?
I would hope so. We have taken a long rest.
Yeah, I think we're all set too.
Okay. So you're traveling at a normal speed again?
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay, and let me see. Heading north. I think we need to kind of have an idea of which direction that we want to travel. Because you don't know exactly where this is, but you're just kind of heading northward, I suppose. So for now, there's like a bunch of things I've got to think about with this, how this is working. But for now, I'll just move us without you needing to kind of pick a particular direction just for now. So, yes. Okay, so Sentinel, Kensei, give me another perception check.
Yep. And is anyone going to be assisting in that?
Oh, I'll assist.
Okay.
You don't see anything as you're trudging
Boundary
along.
giveth and boundary taketh away.
And, Alina, what do you do?
I suppose I will keep up the scouting. Ethel?
Yep.
Okay.
With that one.
Alright,
Oh, God.
okay.
Ooh.
You...
Can't find anything. I can't find a path.
Yeah, you don't find any particular route that looks easy to traverse. And with 13, what is
I roll
this?
the
The
right
avoid
thing?
DC. Oh no, scout and
Oh, I
perception
rolled
check.
survival again. Ignore that. Sorry. It was supposed to be perception. And that's much
Nice.
better. I was like, why was it so low? I have a +6. I'm so confused.
So although you struggle to find anything that looks like an easier way to travel to continue heading disward, you feel really certain that there are no hostiles in the area.
Correct.
And Jean Lemore, were you assisting?
I was assisting Kensei, yes.
Okay, so that leaves Mahkah to do the navigation.
It's a new day.
It is a new day.
Yes!
Nice. So 26, I'm sure that will be fine. Yes. Okay. And weather, nothing changes in terms of the weather, and you're able to continue along to the north, and you move into these hills, these kind of low mounds that undulate out of the wastelands, begin to shift into larger mountains, and as you move into this area, you also there is just nothing living here that you can see as you kind of move past these trees those trees weren't living either, and so you just basically don't see anything, but at least it is cooler and you're able to move all the way to here. Oop, not there. Here. And like I said, I'll have to, I think, maybe have a rethink about exactly how the navigation works. But as you move through these mountains, you spot something in the distance. In particular, Alina, you spot something. And this looks like... It looks like another big kind of, like a mountain of some kind. But it is almost shaped like a large hand. It's like this big, sprawling... it's this big, like, rocky outcrop. It looks like it's kind of shaped like a hand. And Gargauth says,
Yes, that is it. There
Way
lies
at the
for
back.
Knucklebone.
I just picture Alina sees it in the way of the back. Yes, just like what? Is you scouting it out?
as you walk closer to it, it comes into view. And let me just reveal this in Avernus. I have like a bunch of things here. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to go about this either. But you should see a folder, an Avernus folder, in the handouts. And if you go in there, you should now see Fort Knucklebone and Elturel. If you right-click Elturel, you can go... wait a minute. That doesn't do it.
Jump to pin?
Yeah, try that.
Yeah.
don't know why
It
it
takes
wasn't
me
doing it
to
for
that
me.
place.
Yes, so it'll now like take you to that location. But yeah, as you get closer to this outcrop, close enough for Gargauth to also potentially see, you see this what looks like a stronghold. You were expecting and looking for a stronghold. It's a big circular stronghold of some kind that basically sits atop this low plateau that rises out of the crater-pocked desert. And at the center of this fortified compound is this outcrop. This rust-colored stone outcrop that resembles a hand that's kind of clawing at the ground with gaps between the fingers. And a jagged wall made of metal debris, bones, rock, and other junk surrounds this hand-shaped hill. And as you approach, you can see that there's a ramshackle gatehouse situated along the wall, atop which stands a half-dozen small figures on watch. You assume they're on watch. And you can see also up there, there looks like there's this large iron gong, probably for warning the inhabitants of approaching attackers. But as you get closer, they don't ring this gong. But you can also see the occasional lone figure moving along the ramparts themselves. And I'll show you a handout for this location. This place looks like this.
Oh, cool. Yeah, we're definitely getting I'm getting definitely Mad Max vibes here.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the idea. And so, what do? You're some distance away from this place.
Is there a road that leads to the main entry of this place, or up to?
Yeah, as you
If this
climb,
gate's-
as you climb towards it, you can see what looks like a little path sort of emerges and leads towards these gates. The path, increasingly becomes actually quite wide, and you can even see as you're walking that there are strange tracks in the ground, leading in different directions from this gate. Large tracks, repeating shapes in the ground. I don't know, it almost reminds you of, I don't know, it's a strange thing. There's kind of these square shapes with like holes in the ground, repeating. You think, the only other repeating part, I mean, I guess a wagon wheel would just leave like a kind of a long strip, so I don't know if you would necessarily identify it as a wheel track, but perhaps it occurs to one of you that this could be some kind of track of a wheel. Maybe Lulu says like,
I think we're on the right path. Those look like the wheel tracks of infernal war machines.
I'm sorry, what?
Infernal war machines. Remember, I told you about it before.
Yeah, I was thinking more of like maybe like a unified thing. Are we talking? Are we talking about something that go very fast in the desert here?
I think so. They're like large machines. They're kind of like a cart, but huge and made out of iron. and they have weapons attached to them. They're used.
I want one. I want one.
They're used by the warlords to fight one another and to drive through these wastelands. Not at quite such a snail's pace as the one that we just experienced with this new hexcrawl system.
I want one. I want one.
I support this. I want one.
There's a new ship, Kensei, right there. It's a land ship.
Gargauth says,
Yes, this is a place for the repairing of such machines. Mad Maggie and her gang, the Knucklebone gang. Their neutrality is respected, generally speaking, in this area, for their know-how with such machines.
Biggie. I just start trudging towards Knucklebone.
So as you approach the fort, you see this gatehouse kind of looming above you. This wall is like 15 feet high, and the gatehouse is the entryway to the gatehouse is like a big entryway, like 20 feet in width. And the gate, you can see, is kind of half open. There's what appears to be this, like a wall that's been made of the same sort of junk that the rest of the wall is made out of. This wall is just kind of, pieced together by just pieces of metal and scrap metal and just other crap. And this wall, it appears to be the gate. It's on rollers of some kind, like wheels of some kind. It looks like it could be rolled in front of the gate, but it's halfway open. And you can see as you approach these creatures that are sort of milling about on the top of this wall. They look... let me see. I'm trying to think of anyone. Jean Lamore, you have some knowledge about Fey creatures, but you haven't actually been to the Feywild. These creatures look kind of like small dwarves almost, or gnomes, and they look very mean, and also kind of loopy. And they're sort of running around up there. They have these weapons that look like these big curved scythes, and all of them are wearing these big red hats, red caps, you could even say. And they're kind of stomping around on the top of this wall in very loudly. It sounds like big iron boots. And one of them yells down as you approach.
What do you want? What do you want?
We've come to see Mad Maggie.
You kind of hear all this laughter.
Mad Maggie. Wants to see Mad Maggie. What's the password? Yeah, what's the password?
Gargauth.
I know of no password.
Password!
One of them's like, is that the password? The other one's like, you idiot, we don't have a password. What? I thought we had a password. No, I was just lying. I just thought it would be funny. There's no password. What do they do to come in? They have to stand on their heads. They have to walk in upside down on their arms. Yeah, do that. Yeah, do it.
Can I try to do it?
Give me an acrobatics check.
This is how Ethel does.
I could see your cloak falling over your head as well as you try to do it. It's like upside down.
15 is certainly decent enough for an acrobatic individual such as yourself.
Yes!
Yeah, very impressive. But that's not what I meant. That's not upside down. That's not even your head. Yeah, what? It doesn't look like a head to me. They're gonna do it the other way.
You're changing the rules.
The other way. No, you just didn't understand.
What's the other way?
You know, the other way. Come on, quick.
I'm just gonna do backflips. I'm just gonna head over, as a TK, flip in.
Wow, look at that. That's very impressive. But you gotta do that after you cut off a body part. Yeah, cut off a body part.
Another one's like,
Yeah, that's it. That's what we meant. When you go upside down, it's not really upside down unless you don't have arms. Yeah, if you want to come in,
your arms have to go.
yeah, the arms have to go.
I'm gonna
Tuck him in your shirt.
I have a
Tuck him in
trick.
your shirt.
I have a trick. Wait. I can do this. Wait. Give me a moment to read.
What's that one doing? The cartwheel one, reading or something. Thinking. Don't strain yourself. Yeah, don't strain yourself. Why would she strain herself? Because she's thinking, you idiot. Oh, I didn't realize.
So mean.
I know.
Quick, I don't see them cutting any body parts. Should I cut a body
just trying
part?
to check
No, you shouldn't
my
cut a
mage
body part.
hand. Dang. They all have verbal stuff to them, so I can't do it.
Can I pull one of my tarot cards to see if it gives me wild acrobatic abilities?
all right. Roll me the. I forget what it is. What do you have to roll?
It's a D20.
Okay.
Listen, I just want to be really cool.
What's that one doing? Playing cards. Yeah, I want to play. Yeah, I want to play too. What does the loser
Come
get?
down and play.
Loses their head, then they're really a loser.
You guys losing your heads doesn't lose anything for you. You're already lost.
That one's funny. Yeah, I like that one. That one can come in. No, wait, he doesn't know the password. There is no password.
You already said
You
I
forget
come
already?
in. Don't taxi backsies.
With a 17. Flip a coin.
What?
How do you
Or roll me a
Yeah,
d4.
do I do?
I think you
D4?
actually can do it by going like /roll 1d2.
D2?
D2.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh, that's so fun.
So 2, you draw the Emperor. Until the next dawn, you gain a +1 bonus to all attack rolls.
Oh.
Well, that's fun, but not exactly helpful right now. But they're cool.
I'm just maybe if we call it and just say we have need of her services to regain the memories of, and then I'm gonna grab Lulu wherever she is. And this one.
What's that? I don't know. Looks like a flying pig.
I'm not a
It's
pig.
Lulu.
It's like a yellow pig. You're a yellow pig. Shut up. What are you doing standing around like idiots? There's no password. Just walk in. The door's open. Stupid mortals.
Oh,
my goodness.
This is a neutral place for we want customers. And you go.
You kind of walk under this wall as they're like
showing it.
standing up above.
Yeah, it's only a bit of fun.
I like him.
I really
Business
wanted
late
that
today.
card that made me invincible to all damage, so I could have been like, no arms, sure, and then had how do I try to cut off my arms, and then it wouldn't work. Cool.
I think you could have
Maybe
cut
they
off
would
your arms. It
worship
just
you.
wouldn't have damaged you.
Oh yeah, like it wouldn't even work. It would just, you can't cut off your arms.
Yeah, I know, that's what I'm saying. It looks so cool. That just bounced off of there.
So you head through the gate with these creatures laughing at you the whole time. Anyone who wants to see if they've read about these creatures can give me a let me see, like I guess a Arcana check? Let me just see, hold on, what check would I ask for Fey creatures? I don't remember.
Will be nature?
I'm from
really?
I'm
Yeah,
from
that's-
Faye. I should know.
I won't make that check, but I will just say, you know, it did remind me of a couple of individuals I met on the sea. Much similar way of thinking. AKA, not at all.
Here we go. Fey. Oh yeah, nature check. Oh, or an Arcana check. Yeah, nature or Arcana. Okay. Yeah, Alina with a 24. You definitely recognize these things as redcaps. They are fey creatures that are known to be basically homicidal maniacs. known for being insane psychopaths. They're very small, but they have formidable strength. And they use that strength to hunt and kill without hesitation or regret.
Oh my god.
But you don't know why they would be here, except that you know that Gargauth has mentioned that this place is run by a night hag, and a night hag would also have been from the Fae, so you definitely feel like you're in the right place because you think maybe these things came with Mad Maggie to this place. Yep.
Do we know if night hags are also homicidal maniacs?
Give me an Arcana or an H check.
Okay. Oh dear.
Oh dear.
I would say that even with a low check, although you can't recall much information specifically about a night hag or like what a night hag really is, you would at least have the idea that these sorts of fey witches are indeed quite dangerous individuals. You would have heard tales, folk stories about witches stealing and eating children and living in the woods and cooking up Hansel and Gretel's and other travelers and such. So yeah, you don't know specifically anything about a night hag, what that might mean. But yeah, you figure it might be worthwhile being cautious. And as you walk in to this area, you see basically what looks like a rubbish dump, or just a massive junkyard, really. Several rubbish dumps. There's just like scraps everywhere, trash, metal, mechanical parts, and just other materials, unidentifiable things with like wires coming out of them. And you also see some of what appear to be these vehicles. These large metal objects with wheels and various spikes and what look like weapons sticking out of them. But these ones look like they're not drivable anymore. They're just, many of them have kind of been pulled to pieces. Some of them are just shells of vehicles. And you also see amongst all of this stuff, these ramshackle structures that are built from the same junk that appear to be providing shelter, again, probably from acid rain and the wind and other elements. But also there are creatures within some of them who have boxes of tools and things like that. And you see many of these creatures sort of milling about. There are these madcaps, and you also see, which you can identify quickly because you've seen Kenku before, you see some Kenku moving around, and some of them are carrying assortments of strange tools, and they appear to be like working on or collecting some of this trash, maybe connecting it together with some of these tools. And you see some other fey creatures as well. You look over and you also spot what appears to be a bearded devil off to one side of this area that's like arguing with one of these Kenku. And it kind of like stops and like looks in your direction for a moment. And it's like, But then it goes back to like having this argument with the Kenku. And you remember that the madcaps kind of suggested that this is a neutral area. Or somebody did. I did. I don't know. You also see a hellhound chained to a stake off in the other direction, and it kind of begins like barking at you, and you can see this smoke like rising from its nostrils, but otherwise it's like attached to this stake, so it's unable to move to get at you. And you also think that you spot, especially Jean Lemore, these strange rats kind of dashing here and there among these piles. They look like a little bit larger than regular rats, and they have these like spiked spines.
Ooh.
You can also see with them? You're not sure. Just from a glance. Maybe we can try that in the next session, because we'll probably finish up. But also the other things that you notice is some off to the right, I guess to the east, some pens that are full of these some things that look like boars, like large boars that also have like spikes coming out of their backs and on their heads, and they're kind of eating what looks like waste and excrement, and there's these like steps leading up kind of above this area that look like maybe some kind of toilet, like someone would squat off these steps into this boar pen. And in another pen you see these creatures that almost look like chickens. I think I have a handout for this creature. Here we go. These things look like this. They have these strange kind of elongated, leathery
Oh yeah.
appendages or something. I don't know what you call
have
it.
one. It's the cutest thing I've ever seen.
I was being sarcastic when I said cute, but
And they're kind of moving around in this other pen and look like they're, you know, sort of fighting and over like maybe pieces of almost like bacon or some kind of meat or something. You don't know what they're eating. And you have no idea what those things are. And is there anything else that you see in here before we finish up? Let me see. Oh yes, okay. There are also, as you kind of peer up at this this outcrop that looks like a hand, you can see a bunch of these tall wire fences with kind of rusted barbed wire running along the top of them. And these fences kind of extend from the like the second set of knuckles along the between the fingers, if you could call them fingers, of this outcrop. And there are gates in the middle of these fences, and it looks like from where you stand that there are these yards behind these gates. Most of the fences are open, only one of them is closed. And these yards have some more of these kind of moribund machines in them, but also beyond that there are these what appear to be caves in the outcrop. And yeah, that is what you see as you come into this area, and we'll end the session there with the infernal chicken.
I like that you said it looked like a chicken, because maybe a chicken is the last thing that I would have compared that image to if I had seen it without saying chicken first.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have thought chicken either, but it is an infernal chicken with perhaps whatever it's called. You can kind of you can I don't know. You can reach the idea that it might be called that. This thing is like, some of these red caps look like this. I'll just show you this as well. Where's my... Oh, here we go. Some of them look like this, and some of them look like this. These are the ones that were talking to you from the top of the gatehouse. And these other ones, you can kind of see them milling about, and they seem even more crazy. Maybe there was one or two of them above on the gate as well, but they weren't really talking. They were just like, "Wah, wah." And I'll leave you with that image of not only these red caps, but also just me going, "Wah."
Thank you.
But yeah, thanks for playing. Thanks for being patient with the somewhat under construction hex grid. But yeah.
No, that's cool.
I liked it. It was fun.
Awesome. Thank you.
I thought there were going to be a shit ton more checks before we got here. That's what I was worried about.
Yeah, I mean, I think, like, you know, usually you'd be like, I imagine, deciding where you're going to go on that grid. But yeah, I think I need to do a little bit more work on it to make it function a little bit more smoothly. But yeah, for now it was kind of like an opener to the hex grid concept anyway. But yeah.
Cool.
It's good.
it was fun. Good night.
All right.
You know.
Thanks everyone. Have a good week. See you next week.
Yeah. Have a good Easter. Bye.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, happy Easter.
Yes, happy Easter.
Happy Easter, everyone.